Welcome back to the Glenelg Lacrosse Club for today's men's under-18 championship final between Western Australia and Victoria. The crowds just had an opportunity to catch their breath after Victoria claimed a thrilling one-goal victory over Western Australia, but now it's all about the blokes, and it promises to be an absolute barn burner of a men's championship decider. Today in commentary, I'm going to be joined by Tony Watt, former South Australian coach. And Tony, how do you think today's going to play out?
Look, the weather's been put on well today. I think Victoria have been the stronger of the two teams throughout the week. I just have a little feeling that WA, given that warm-up today, they're a bit louder, a bit more switched on, and I'm going a really close game, but I've got WA just over the line.
Well, they met earlier in the week and Victoria prevailed 12-8 in a scoreline that probably flattered Western Australia. Victoria a little bit undisciplined late in that game, turned about a 7-8 goal margin into a 4-goal one. But certainly going to be a thrilling final, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I think it's going to come down to the last quarter. And when the last quarter hits, I think we're going to be fairly close. And, but it too takes the pressure early. And finals do funny things to people. And we just saw that with the girls, with them skipping out and all of a sudden coming back. And it was a really great game, the girls' game. So hopefully the boys will be just as good as that one.
Well, you'll have a prediction. Who do you think wins?
No, I've got WA 10-8.
Everyone back home's going to love me. I got Victoria comfortably in this one, so no hate mail. But we'll throw over to Scott now as we get the proceedings underway for the men's under-18 championship final.
Welcome everybody to the 2018 boys final for the under-18 national championships. I'm sure you'll all agree that for those who are all here to witness the girls' game, if the boys can emulate the same skills level, we're in for a great afternoon in lacrosse. So firstly, our officials for today. I'd like to introduce head referee Bradley Edwards, referees Steve Green and Shane Abbott, CBO Alan Frost and bench marshal Don Lovett. Give them a round of applause. Introducing our two teams for today. Firstly, from Lacrosse Victoria, number 2, Mitchell Baker. Number 3, Joel Kukucha. Number 4, Alexander Rubens. Number 5, Griffin Nicholas. Number 6, William McDonald. Number 7, Ethan Hausler. Number 8, Will Olver. Number 9, Finn Lane. Number 10, Riley Sunderland. Number 13, Merrick Orty. Number 14, Brooke Gourlay. Number 15, Shay Moat. Number 16, Shanaka Roa Eberga. Hopefully that's right. Number 17, Sand Butchers. Number 18, Liram Harari. Number 19, Joseph Pagalario. Number 22, Jackson Marsh. Number 24, Jasper Hannah Roberts. Number 27, Blake Watson. Supported by their head coach, Clinton Lander, assistant coach, Darren Nicholas, and assistant coach, Chris Marsh. Make them welcome. Their opponents for today, the boys team from Lacrosse WA. Please make welcome number 2, Jackson Byron. Number 4, Tyler Redmond. Number 5, Lucas Kazwara. Number 6, Shane Thomason. Number 7, Will Kaczynski. Number 8, Jack Heppingstone. Number 9, Finn Morgan. Number 10, Jacob Mellor. Number 11, Keanu Kaczynski. Number 14, Harrison Buckman. Number 17, Dan Bowater. Number 18, Jaden Rodriguez. Number 22, Nick Brothers. Number 23, Travis Wolfe. Number 24, Julian Knox. Number 27, Donald Wild. Number 42, Lachlan Spickett. Number 44, Ethan Moir. Number 99, Jay Bidwell Barton. Their coach, Gavin Leedy. Their assistant coaches, Sean Levy and Matt Angwin, and their coach, Bronte Morgan. Make them welcome. Can I have everybody please upstand for the National Anthem of Australia?
Welcome back to Glenelg for the men's championship decider between Western Australia and Victoria. I'm certainly excited about this one. Tony, what are you feeling?
Yeah, look, it's a fantastic day out here. Both boys' teams look really pumped for this game, as they should be, for the Nationals. And it's been a couple of years since WA and Victoria have actually played off in this, because South Australia have spoiled the party a few times. But look, they get their opportunity today, and you know what? Let the games begin.
Oh, absolutely. Going to be an absolute barn burner. And I certainly remember playing when I was coming through many, many decades ago, having to run around. You always got up for your big games against Victoria. As a West Australian, it's a tremendous rivalry growing up as a kid. Obviously nothing against South Australia. WA Victoria always had a tremendous rivalry, had some tremendous players that have come from both states, and just a really good traditional matchup, this one.
Yeah, look, I know what we're like with Victoria in all sports, so you know, there's a bit on here, but look, you know what, the team that settles the best early here will probably win this game, to be honest.
Of course, today we're lucky to have our referee Mike out and about today, and the Gazelle, Shane Abbott's been kind enough to agree to be mic'd up for today's game, so we'll try and get you into the inside of our fantastic refereeing crew today. Of course, Bradley Edwards, head referee for today's game, getting proceedings underway, and Victoria with an early possession here for the break on at the X.
Yeah, look, that's a good start for Victoria. First snap, didn't even get to snap it. Victoria will come into offense, and they would be very keen to put a score on the board early and just take the crowd and the WA's voice out of it here. But you know
well, on that interesting question, obviously here in South Australia, WA and Victoria playing in the final. From a South Australian perspective, who do you guys want to see win?
WA.
Not even close?
Oh, hang on, did I say that too quickly? No, look, you know what? While I have enormous respect for Victoria, the SA Victorian rivalry runs across the board. Did when I played footy, does when I play lacrosse, and Victoria did beat the team that we coached last year, South Australia, in the final. So you know what? I'm on WA, even though there was a great cut there by Victoria. And
Mitchell Baker looks to try. He's had a tremendous tournament for Victoria. He's been their second leading goal scorer. As Baker looks to step on the inside, he's got daylight. He rips one left, and Baker gives Victoria the perfect start here in this one.
Yeah, great move by Baker there. He's done it all week. He got 7 and 4 in the first against South Australia, and right there just showed why he's well up in the scoring for the men's side here. And a bit too easy, that defence. I would be expecting a Gavin Levy defence to be putting someone on their bum if they get past one. But the secondary where they had it yesterday against South Australia just wasn't there right there.
Yeah, I can certainly speak from experience that Gav certainly wants to see some physicality out of his defence as we just tune in to Shane Abbott. Down.
Oh, very professional Abbott there.
Absolutely sensational. Sensational face-off mechanic as Victoria look to take the ball away again. Jackson Marsh and Footscray got a mountain of work to do today, but of course you'd expect Victoria to dominate. Marsh has had a tremendous week for Victoria at the X.
Yeah, look, Will over here too. He had a good game the other day and had plenty of possession. So good little clear out of defence there from that face-off.
Yeah, it's the fabled Midgie squad, mate. It's the Williamstown Midgie squad we call them, because of course the Mosquito squad name's been taken.
Yeah, look, anyone that's my height, I respect them. And they're all actually probably taller than me, so I'm on them. So Victoria just moving the ball around here, just getting settled. WA haven't seen any offence yet, so they'll be looking forward to getting the ball back in their stick. Oh, look, great.
Steps on the inside. It's a great piece of stick there.
But they need the ground ball here, WA.
Griffin Nicholas steps on the inside there. Ball loose again. Western Australia look to pick it up.
Great pick-up.
Spickett with the ball for Western Australia, looking to try and clear, but Victoria continue. They're feverish in their clear and their ride. Ball loose, ball in dispute. WA is going to want to be careful here. And
Baker there just trying to unsettle things, and to the keeper, and we'll see how their clear is looking. Yeah, that's a good look up the field, and you know, if he keeps going, they had a fasty there.
Western Australia out in the break here, continuing to push. Lucas Coswara with the ball, kicks it across the side, inside, and that's a tremendous finish. Will Sinski, tournament's leading goal scorer. He's tied this one back up at 1 apiece. They were a good start for WA. It's what they wanted.
Great start for WA, and given the fact the long stick ran then and didn't create that man up play, or the fasty I should say, great finish there. And you know what, if it goes like this today, we could have a 17-16 game.
Well, to avoid any calls from halftime, I'm going to make it an absolute point of mine to make sure I get Lucas's Coswara's name right today, as opposed to calling him his brother.
Yeah, not Sam.
No, it's definitely not Sam.
But we hope Sam and Link at college just having a listen to this one, because I hear they were tuning in the other day.
Oh, they were certainly tuning in, which is fantastic to see. Particularly funny yesterday. I hear they were yelling at each other across the dorm, so Sam would have gone to bed very happy last night. But yeah, big shout out to everybody wherever you are in the world. We hope you're tuning in and watching. It's Australian Lacrosse as Western Australia get their first big possession. That's Dan Bowater. He was really good for WA yesterday, wasn't he, in the trenches? Fantastic in the trenches, and ball and stick of Moya there, who was exceptionally good as well. So if they can get the motors running like they did yesterday, WA, and they may cause some trouble here for Victoria, who are no slouches themselves, but with their feet moving, that's what WA will be looking to do here. Well, make sure you're tuning in. Let us know where you are. Let us know. Let us know where you're watching. Say good day. We'll try and give people a shout out through the commentary as we go through. Great to see some people there tuning in and watching. Great to see Bev over in WA back home watching. And of course, Rita Joy, great to have you. Great to have the Joys watching. Obviously, wishing their boy Mitch Baker would have a massive game today. And I think Mitch Baker might be a very important man for Victoria today. His first touch of the ball was very important. And if he continues to do that and WA don't respect and defend well on him, he could end up with 7 again here today. Absolutely. Had an absolute cracker against South Australia on day one. 11 points in their opening game. Tournament's 4th highest goal scorer. Second highest, I think. One of the two is Dan Bowater. Drops the ball there. Ball's loose. Great defence, though. Great pick-up, though, by Coswara. What a pick-up. This turf, it's like concrete, isn't it? If you hit the deck hard enough, it's just going to do that to you. Not many grounds do that over here, do they? No, WA should be used to that with the Wacker. Well, they should be. Well, now the Optus Stadium, but the Wacker. But just glorious, the lost ball there again. Shout out to all the Eagles fans out there. So we've got Victoria clearing the ball here. Big shout out to Sean Aaron, of course, one of Australia's new goalkeepers. Great to see Shawnee tuning in. Make sure the other half of the Step Goalies tunes in, the illustrious Ryan Spark. Of course, we'll be talking to the South Australian contingent of the Sharks at half-time, so make sure you stick around for that interview. Baker just picking up the loose ground ball there, just in the right place at the right time, and he will just settle things down for Victoria as he kicks it over to Rubens. And Rubens just bringing it into that half. He's picked a shorty up there. It's nice and warm out here today, isn't it, Tone? It's beautiful. I'm getting my winter tan before summer finishes. Well, summer officially has finished, but... well, I'm officially going back as a lobster. So. And given WA hasn't had a day over 40 this year in summer, we've put it on for you here, mate. No, I appreciate that, certainly do. Glorious Adelaide day here today. The sun is shining, not a cloud in the sky. If you are nearby, get down here as Mitch Baker lines up Spickett on the corner there. Baker looking to try and repeat the dose round the back. Oh, nice little, you know what, sometimes in these games that just breaks things open, and nothing wrong, had plenty of backup there. Not what coaches would typically want from that, but you know what? Sometimes. You're either a goose or the greatest player in the world. Yep. One of the two. Yeah, I think I got called goose more than the greatest. A lot, as we just... Baker with the ball. He's got the Baker sitting down with the ball in the back corner. Victoria looking a bit stagnant at the moment in offence, sort of looking for Baker to do a lot of the work at the moment. Not a lot of movement up in front of him at the moment. They've got the likes of Sunderland. Olver just coming on, and we've got a flag thrown here. So wait and see what the call is coming in from umpire Bradley Edwards. It's a cross check, 1 minute on Lachlan Spickett. Spickett spent a bit of time in the box yesterday. Had a 1 and a 2 in one sitting, so a good 3 minutes. But Spickett back in the box, and man-ups are obviously going to be really important today, as they are with any game. Yeah, the team that sits the least in the box today, as per normal in most games, will be on the better side of the scoreboard. I think it's particularly important for WA today. On paper, Victoria obviously been the dominant team all week, and you just don't want to be giving an offence like Victoria as an opportunity. As they're in a 3-3 at the moment, look to send the cutter. 2 on the crease now for Victoria. Danger signs for WA as we hit to the crescendo of the Victorian man-up offence. Sitting in a 2-4 here with, we're just coming out to a 2-2-2 almost. It's got the opening there. If they want it, they can find. There's the little one, but great, you know what? Nice over the back there. And WA, yeah. Bidwell Barton. Bidwell Barton was great yesterday for Western Australia. Interesting choice, both two very competent goalkeepers for WA. Bidwell Barton in the cage today from the Wanneroo Joondalup Lacrosse Club for Western Australia. Victoria, well, you Bulldogs back home, your boy from Footscray, Blake Watson, is manning the pipes.
Oh.
And a massive outside
Sizzle.
shot there from Alexander Rubens.
Sizzle on the low side. I was just going to say the goalkeeper wouldn't mind seeing shots like that last one from the outside, but as he does it the second time, doesn't pick that one.
Oh, look, it was a tremendous shot from the outside as they throw the through ball.
And just sends...
Rubens hasn't had a massive week, the Camberwell Chief, insofar as hitting the back of the net, but an absolute laser from the outside.
Happy to be hitting them early as a forward. Or through the midfield, I should say. He's coming through the mid.
Well, forwards are notorious for being a little bit prima donna-ish in their behaviours, so if they could snag one a little bit early, you know, it does the world of confidence, does them a world of good, as Thomason looks like he's...
We've got a legal procedure on Brew. There was a movement there before the snap.
Marsh giving him the, like every good face-off man, Jackson Marsh looking at Bradley Edwards, asking him what the hell happened just there.
You sure it was me?
Absolutely.
Sure it was me?
Rule number one, never admit guilt. I'm hoping Shommy's tuning in, I hope, so Shommy will probably agree with me. As Western Australia get the ball into their attacker, another opportunity to look at their offensive set. First offensive set wasn't great. Obviously, they scored their goal in transition. Really good pushing of the ball, but they weren't particularly impressive in their first trek down. But let's see if that's going to be a theme today.
He's liking what he sees here.
Coswara, the West Australian captain, had a great week for Western Australia. Second in their goal scoring.
Rodriguez, just, I don't know, was that a shot or a pass?
No, it was a pass. Rodriguez got a lot of X factor about him.
Look. Oh, unlucky there.
Nick Brothers rips the ball just wide.
Brothers being given room.
No, it's a young side, Western Australia. Obviously, you know, starting to reap the benefits of a good Northern Thunder and Southern Braves program that have been thereabouts. Thunder in particular made the last couple of finals, going down to, ironically, a lot of the Western Metros that are now suiting up here for Victoria. So some familiar faces out there for both sides, no doubt, from their opponents as Western Australia continue to push, kick it out to Zinski, throws the ball across Rodriguez. Like the look of this Rodriguez, real X factor.
Really, and he could be a key here on today's game. We've got a whistle being blown for a timeout to WA here. So Levy, we'll see whether Levy comes up with the play, because yesterday he took that timeout early, came back out, scored on the play within 30 seconds.
Had a win, didn't he? Yeah, he was one for one, and talking to Gav Levy, he certainly didn't fail to mention that one to me when I was talking to him. So
yes, no, Gav
did
put his
happy.
hand up for that one. So I think he's thinking, as a coach, I can put one past the keeper here.
Of course, again, thank you all very, very much for tuning in. Great to have everybody involved. Make sure we share, get it out and about. It's Australian Lacrosse and it's free on the Australian Lacrosse Network. Of course, you can tune in on our YouTube page as well for high definition. So great to see everybody out here, out and about. Hello to everybody for tuning in. We've got some people from all over the world saying a big g'day. And of course, Jamie McCulloch over there watching Mitch Baker from Vancouver. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Great to have an international audience having a listen. Also great to see Ash be kicking in. I wouldn't say that laser was mission a shark just yet. We're going to save that one for a little bit later. Stop stealing my thunder, Ash. But I've definitely got a couple of bullets in the chamber as this call goes on.
Yes, it's good to, actually, the greatest thing is, I've said looking over the call yesterday, was the amount of people from US, Canada and overseas. I think there was Spain and all around the place.
Well, what I hope is there's a lot of colleges tuning in, because there's some great young male talent coming through the ranks here in Australia, some really good guys on show here, and I would hope that it'd be great to see some Australians get back over there. We've obviously got a number over there at the moment, but the more the merrier we can get into the US program to develop, obviously, our national teams program, as we have a
little knockdown there by Bunches.
Just a little bit of a little bit. Good to see a Chadston player out here running around. As Coswara kicks the ball back across the top to Rodriguez. He's got some speed as he looks to try and break past, but fantastic defence from Marsh.
Yeah, the razzle-dazzle there with the feet, but he's popped around the other side here. So he's actually moving really well off the off side of the ball, Rodriguez, and his defender didn't go with him. So he's going to pop up in spots today. And he could be the key playmaker in this WA side. There he goes again.
But I always get frustrated when you get a guy with tremendous speed who loves to dance and split on the spot.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, it's a great move through Nick Brothers with the finish. Sinski at X threading the needle on that one, and Western Australia tie this game back up at 2.
And Sinski with 2 points in the game from 2. I think there he's...
Well, the first year under 18, I believe. Certainly a name to get to know, as his brothers, both members of the Brave side, I think last year from memory. I could be wrong, but certainly know that they will definitely be back next year. So some really positive signs here for Western Australia. And Victoria got work. This isn't too dissimilar from the game the other day. Western Australia sort of stuck close early. I think it was 3-2 at quarter time, and we had a game. But Victoria had the ability to score in bunches as the McDonald with the ball.
Yeah, McDonald's been good in the centre. Oh, that one just came out. McDonald's has been really good in the centre for Victoria all week. I don't think he's probably lost too many. He would be going at 90%.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, he's it's a pretty formidable little crew that they've got. So it's a pretty formidable little crew that they've got running out of the face-off circle with McDonald and Marsh. A lot of work to do today for Barron and Thomason for Western Australia. The midfield battle is obviously going to be extremely key, as it always is, as Victoria go back into an offensive set here.
And I think if Griffin Nicholas here can get into the play, he hasn't done much with the ball yet, but he's a key for the Victorians as well, as Baker just goes about his business. Up to the top here for Finn Lane, and Finn Lane was good the other day. You know, that's great down the pipe, although I think that one just about hit him in his own shoes, so didn't really trouble the keeper there. But Victoria with the backup, they'll take the ball back in, but a good little move down the side to free the arms.
Victoria back with the ball now as they slowly start to kick it around, get everybody a touch. Liam Harari out there from Caulfield, he's had a really good week. One of the co-captains here, Pagliaro, who's had a sensational week. Yeah,
those two boys you just mentioned have been exceptional for the whole week.
Probably no coincidence, we identified them last month in our breakout series as two real breakout players to watch this year. Obviously carrying a huge load for Caulfield and Camberwell respectively. As Harari gets out
Harari gets a run up here, but WA have been doing that well, but just not quite getting back into that defensive zone that they had yesterday. So they need to tighten up a little bit on that. Those secondary efforts yesterday were really good.
Bang with the outside shot, but Bidwell Barton says, no thank you, good sir.
He said, please throw those basketballs at me once more.
Absolutely.
Because he saw that from about 10, 15 miles out.
If Bidwell Barton was a bouncer, he just marched him to the back of the line.
Yes,
as Western Australia look to clear the ball, and they clear it easy, but I suspect they've gone offside. But I think they picked it.
Yes,
the Hamburglar, Frost McFrost is over there. He's thinking about it. Is he going to ping it? And great.
And I think we've...
I think it's a delayed call. I think we've got it. Fantastic call there by the Hamburglar.
Hasn't missed anything, has he?
He has. You know what? He's all over that offside like he is someone's lunch in the lunchroom. I'm telling you. There is no doubt at all about the Hamburglar. He's all over that.
Not missing anything.
Absolutely. Of course, Alan Frost, Frosty, one of the guys heading over to Netanya from our refereeing crew.
Yeah, and all of these guys.
As are all these guys. Yeah,
I
that's
think
exactly
all these
right.
guys are. So, you know, and a great tournament for these guys to be able to officiate. Running into that, and obviously they'll all be at the Nationals as well.
An interesting observation for our officials today. Here, flag height is something that we've been working on. Absolutely.
Is there a nasal spray for flag height?
Oh no, South Australian boys are pretty keen to show off some of their flag throwing skills this afternoon. Hopefully we don't see a lot of it, but when we do, keep an eye on it.
I did actually speak to a referee just earlier who refereed the earlier game.
No, you did not.
And, well, I spoke nicely to him.
Oh, that's now I know you're lying.
But he was impressed with his own flag height, so it's a bit like me with
my
jokes.
Great check from Rodriguez, but unfortunately the check just led the ball straight to Baker. As Baker just slows things down here.
Harari with the ball now.
Kicking the ball back across the top here. Of course, the earlier goal scorer, Rubens, holding the ball out.
Olver picking a short stick up here.
Intriguing prospect.
He's got the run-up of my cricket run-up at the moment.
You never ran that far in your life. Stop talking about it.
Okay, you're right. But look, again, just offside.
Oh, Baker drops what he should have taken. He certainly got excited there, didn't he?
But certainly making the WA defenders, they're just sitting off him a little bit. They need to tighten up.
Make sure you jump on Facebook, guys. Have a look. Rex Caldwell, we certainly agree. I disagree with your comment, though, just because Frosty never ran. So definitely, I haven't seen it. It's a myth at the moment. But no, jump online, share our page. Make sure everyone, hit the share button as Victoria look to continue to press here in this first quarter.
Here, Baker, there's two here. Baker's opened up here.
The West Australian slide under pressure.
Olver should have probably kicked that up to Baker then, because Baker had a step in and
nice sliding from WA though, very aggressive, but they slid quite well as they continue to push the goal. Oh, what a finish by Griffin Nicholas!
And we just spoke about Griffin and said that if he gets into the game, he could be the difference for the Victorian, as he must have been listening with the wind going the other way.
Very good pedigree, very good product down there. A product, of course, of the Williamstown program. Good pedigree, great player, an up-and-comer, and a pretty good little offence they've got running around there in Victoria.
Yeah, look, Baker, Baker and Nicholas and Pagliaro down there. That's a fairly decent combination.
It's not bad, just quietly. That's where West Australia's got to be careful here, because Victoria have an offence that can score and score quickly. As right on cue, Marsh picks the ball out the front, tries the old pinch and pop there. Thomason in the back there.
Might not have come out properly then, I don't think. No.
Good call there from Edwards. Very good call. They're getting a bit tight, the sticks, aren't they?
Yeah, there's certainly a little bit of pinch in them. Obviously, our cameraman Marty Baker's been out there showing them how to do face-offs with the pinch sticks, because his was his pinch more than the crabs I caught the other day.
Big shout out to our boy Marty Baker up there, bringing you the fantastic shots up there in the camera. Red as a lobster, doing a fantastic job. As Victoria look to kick the ball around there. Ruben's having another look there, asking questions of Thomason, steps through, goes to spin it up, and Bidwell Button meets
Just
that
says,
high.
Not on this day.
That's playing big, very Murray Keane-esque.
Oh, look, and they've
an outlay,
really
touchdown
well.
WA.
He's got to keep going here. He's got to keep going.
Julian Knox, smart play, kicks the ball around
This
there.
is where they scored last time. They got one on the backside here. That
Tyler Redmond coming down.
No one's picked up yet. Oh, great little shutdown, and he's just... Unfortunately, those unforced errors in games like this, you only need 2 or 3 of them, and it can change the scoreboard very quickly.
Absolutely. 3-2, looking very much like their earlier meeting in the week at the moment. As we're starting to get relatively close to the end of the first quarter here. Got to be careful and watch the coach killer, so to speak, don't we? Don't want Western Australia to be keen not to give up a late goal here. Great riding from Western Australia, but tremendous pass.
Great pace.
Turned it up. Morgan and Zinski were
and again, you know what? 1-1 in unforced.
Yeah, they've done it back.
In the last minute anyway.
We've gone full circle as Western Australia are going to get an opportunity now to clear the ball as Rodriguez looks to try and get out into the space. Finds upfield, he's found Redmond.
Great outlet.
But Victoria are going to look to try and press here. Moat pushing the ball as they continue to kick it down. Morgan with the ball. Had a great day one. Been quiet the last couple of days, but he's certainly someone that can hit the scoreboard and hit the scoreboard regularly for Western Australia as they kick it across the top to Lucas Koswara. Koswara with the ball, puts the shoulder down. Want to be careful not to give away the hold there as the ball's loose, and we've got a call here. Yeah, we've got a hold, Western Australia ball. I should be a referee. What do you reckon?
That's called ESP right there.
It is. It's exactly right.
Now, the one that I'm looking for in this offensive set is Moyer. He's just found his way out the back doors and been on the end of things. Hasn't really touched the ball yet.
Diminutive player, but a very, very, very smart player.
Sitting in the crease. Reminds me a little bit of Jakey Rosenthal from the last couple of years, who's now overseas.
He's playing at Onondaga, is he? Joining Peter Cross,
yeah.
one of the Sharks.
But he just found a way to get space. And that's just on left.
Gee, the radar just needs a slight calibration.
A little bit of calibration and
but it was
on the
a good
feet.
shot, wasn't it?
I don't think if that was on the cage, the keeper had that one.
No, I don't think so. Well, yeah, it would have 50-50, that's for sure. It would have made him work as they kicked the ball across the top to Koswara. Likes what he sees. Redmond's got an opportunity here, but kicks it down. Shaq out there playing great defence.
A little bit of razzle-dazzle.
Oh, giving him the business.
He just says, hit me a couple more times as I
Morgan
turn.
As the clock is well and truly on here, as we're just about done. Western Australia are going to want to push.
This is
Steps on the inside. Great save. Watson with a huge save. As the clock is on, umpire Donnie Lovett on the field here. Wouldn't be long on this one. Watson seems quite content to hold that one out. And it is quarter time here at the Glenelg Lacrosse Club. And it's Victoria with an early 3-2 lead in this one. Victoria got the lead at the moment, but you wouldn't say they're dominating.
No, look, lots of ebb and flow in that quarter, and I think that's the nerves. They're all just trying to settle a little bit. You know, everyone's getting a touch, and we've seen, you know, that last little passage of play where the nerves may be still around. There's an inherent pass for WA down here, which turns over, great clear, makes the space. Victoria do the same thing, and it makes the space.
You know what? I'm on WA, even though there was a great cut
is about where it should be.
Victoria, and
saved then though.
He's had a tremendous tournament for Victoria. He's been
their
second leading goal scorer. As Baker looks to step on the inside. He's got daylight. He rips one left, and Baker gives Victoria the perfect start here in this field. In the first quarter. Mitch Baker obviously with the tremendous. There's been a real style of contrasting goals out in the break. Continuing to push. Lucas Koswara with the ball, kicks it across the side, inside, and that's a tremendous finish. Western
Will
Australia have
Sinski,
been at their most
league
effective
tournament's
when they've
leading
moved the
goal
ball
scorer.
and they've drawn
He's tied
defenders. Once they've
Bidwell
forced the
Barton
Victorian
in the
defence
cage
to
today
slide from the
things have
Wanneroo
opened up.
Joondalup Lacrosse
Victoria,
Club
on
for
the
Western
other hand,
Australia,
keen to back their
for
athletes.
Victoria,
Basically
Aussie
saying
Bulldogs
that
back
their
home. Your
athletes,
boy
their
from
outside
Footscray,
shots,
Blake Watson, is
and
manning the
that's
pipes.
an
And a
absolute
massive
sizzle,
outside
sizzle,
shot
sizzle,
there
sizzle.
from
Bomb from the
Alexander
outside.
Rubens.
Rubens there.
Playmaker in this
I'm
WA
sure he's had
side.
plenty of
There he
practice
goes
shooting
again.
on
and
Shawnee Aaron out there.
But I
at
always get
Camberwell.
frustrated when you
But
get a
Western
guy with
Australia
tremendous
again,
speed.
tremendous feed,
He loves to
absolutely.
dance and
Spreading the
split on the
needle.
spot.
Oh, there he
Defender hung up.
Great
Oh,
move through
that's
and
a
Nick
great-
Struthers with the finish.
Very difficult for goalies to
Sinski
save those
X
when they're on their
up
feet.
here.
The Western
Oh,
Australian
Absolutely.
slide under
Oh,
pressure, but
over.
then again at the other end of the
Should have
field, I
probably
mean, yeah,
picked
look,
that up for
again,
Baker then, 'cause
solo
Baker
effort,
had a
Victoria,
three-step
keen to back
step
their
in
athletes,
and-
nice sliding
Get
from
out there.
WA.
I mean,
I mean,
very
once you give a
aggressive,
Victorian
but
the
they
line of the
slip quite
cage, they
well.
ain't going to
It's
say
the
no.
push to go.
Oh,
What a
bang.
finish
The
by
double-
Griffin
the
Nicholas.
defender there
And we
just
just spoke
doubling. missed putting any body or shape on him, and effectively ends up in front of the cage, just putting it down low and just write that one down on the scoreboard, lads.
Well, as we get back out here, big shout out, of course, to Vince and all the team out there at Kennard's Hire in Glenmore. Thank you very much. We've got a scaffold that the boys down there have been kind enough to donate to us, and frankly, this is that's the sort of generosity that our sport needs and really, really appreciates. So if you need, for all your equipment hire needs, go and see Vince down at the team at Kennard's Hire in Glenmore. For all their expert advice, and a massive thank you to the team there. As it's back underway, umpire Steve Green gets things underway. Real dogfight. Oh, I love the dogfights in the middle, Tony. You know what? That's the stuff face-off men live for.
You know what? It's just like...
Oh, you know, it's gotten pretty, it's gotten precious with the pinch and pops.
Yeah.
Nah, get down,
No,
get
you
your
know
head
what?
over it. Let's have a fight. Love it.
Yeah,
But
Thomason and McDonald going at it there, and Thomason actually had that in his stick, and McDonald wasn't going to let him have it, and he sort of just kept on him until it dropped out, and he's won the ball for Victoria. So Victoria bringing it down, and well, that's nearly rolled out of bounds there from an inherent pass, and another one that's hit the feet. So Victoria want to get the ball up here. We've got Baker with the ball down in the back corner, up to Rubens, kicking it up to Harari. I think Harari would like what he sees here.
He'll certainly look to try and come into the game a little bit more. Been probably a bit too quiet for what he would like to. He's the heart and soul of this Victorian team. Everything I've heard coming out of Victoria, Harari's just a real go-getter.
Victoria are really spreading this offense here now. Oh, defense, sorry. They're spreading their offense and giving plenty of space there. That's a great pickup by Baker for a ball that...
oh, what a spin move.
Really,
Puts it in
and
his
inside. Oh,
what a
that is
finish.
sweet.
That is fantastic. Mitch Baker and Pagliaro, they are the two cogs that drive this Victorian offense. And what a finish.
Pagliaro just finding a half a metre of space in the centre there, and if he misses that ground ball, which was thrown at his feet, and doesn't take it, the ball's out of bounds and it turns over. He picks that ground ball, does those little 1%ers, finds Pagliaro in the middle, and Pagliaro just, thank you very much.
How was the spin cycle though? Put it in spin cycle and whoop, steps on the inside, drew the defender, and
Hung him out to dry.
Gav Levy probably not happy with the second slide there.
No, I would say
They
so.
were a long way off.
Well, a couple of their goals have been scored by that, where that second slide hasn't taken that man.
And I mean, why you'd let Pagliaro out there as Marsh pops the
Marsh
ball out the
hearing
front, but he
footsteps.
hasn't picked it up, and Western Australia continue to go all over it, all players all over it, fighting hard for the ball. But Marsh has been able to get his head over it and get it back for Victoria.
Finds it,
Looks to push the ball forward again.
just pops it down to Nicholas. Kicks it down here to Pagliaro, the goal scorer.
Puts it back up high. Rubens has seen a lot of him early. Hasn't hit the scoreboard a hell of a lot this week.
He likes this big run up though. Victoria are looking to really
Well, if Western
drive to draw to dump.
If Western Australia are going to give it though, they'd be nuts not to have a crack.
Yeah, look, as I said again, Rubens up the top here, likes what he sees. Picked up a shorty. He's got his two 45s here, but they're not actually. Oh, there we go. So they look. Oh,
All day again. Great save. Bidwell
there.
Barton comes up huge for Western Australia, turning that one away. That's his second save of the game.
The slide opener, the AFL footy kick, which just gets it into the Pagans paddock down here. But Victoria with the defence bringing it out, and we've got a well-called time out there from Victoria, just as the Longy brought it over. They thought we'd use one, settle it down, and let's have some good offensive possession.
Clint Lander there doing a fantastic job with this Victorian side as he looks to go back-to-back for the Victorians. Western Australia playing a lot of defence here, certainly making them work, and with an aggressive defence that Gav Levy likes to bring, that's certainly something that they'll be looking to get away from, looking to try and get the ball out.
Yeah, look, that last save, fantastic save there from Bidwell Barton, but the centre guy slid so early that really opened up that centre guy. Probably didn't need to go that early because his defender actually had him. Left the centre open and great vision from the Victorians just to find on the crease there, and unlucky not to go in, but you know, great saves like that can turn games as well.
Absolutely doing a fantastic job at the middle, Lex, and of course fantastic fantastic to see so many people tuning in. Again, on the bottom right hand corner of your page, it has share. Click share, it'll do it. Put it on your personal page and get it out there. It's Western Australia Victoria, it's National Championship Lacrosse.
Does it get any better?
Absolutely not, Tony.
No, no. And I can tell you, if we could bring the weather through the live feed here, I think you'd be sitting with sunglasses on, putting sunscreen, and probably sitting by the pool, because it is absolutely sensational here at Glenelg Lacrosse Club.
Great to see Australian assistant coach Glenn Morley chipping in and having a watch. Be pretty interested to look at the next crop of Australian superstars coming through. Of course, the Australian Under-19 program getting underway very, very shortly. Make sure you stay tuned later this year. The 2020 Australian Under-19 campaign will be getting underway, so stay tuned to the Australian Lacrosse Association, of course, for all of the details. A really exciting program. And Rubens again with another outside shot. Paints the inside. Bidwell Barton asking questions of his defence, and Victoria starting to get away.
Again, just managed to free the hands there.
Victoria almost getting away with it on this one. As we're back in the middle, Steve Green, of course, barking out instructions to their face-off guys. Puts the players down.
Good fighting again in the mid there. Another withholding. It's gone the other way this time.
Western Australia with a rare 4A forward. They need to try and get the ball forward. Nice to see them try and see if they can get on the board at some stage.
As WA bring it in here, kicking it down. This is the first offensive foray for this quarter, and we'll see what they have to bring.
As the ball continues to kick around here, Western Australia. Sorry if we lost you there for a second. As Western Australia continue to kick the ball around here. Let us know, jump online, let us know if you can hear us.
Let us know if you don't want to hear me.
If you don't want to hear Tony Watts, feel free, save it. We're more than happy to let that go through as Western Australia put the ball forward. Coswara looking to try and get out into speed. As they continue to kick the ball around. Western Australia trying to trying to find a way through this. Oh, Zinski rips that left.
As WA bring it back in again here.
They continue to move the ball around.
And here we go, Moya with the ball in his hand. He's one that's going to have to really do something today if WA are going to get into this game. He's been a pivotal part of this offence, and he just needs to find those little free spaces. Oh, there we go.
Rips the ball though. Watson gets a huge chunk of that. Fantastic save from Watson.
Good save there. Ground ball to be won here.
Ball on the deck as the players continue to push and continue to fight hard for it. Ball loose on the outside here. That looks like it's come off South Australia. Yeah, Western Australia's ball. Good call. Up by Bradley Edwards. Absolutely
right on the spot there, wasn't he?
All over that.
Right on the spot. And here's Moya. Just needs to use his legs, and you know, if he drives hard, he's actually got a quick set of feet, so he can get past these defenders and draw another one, which might just open some things up. As it comes up to Rodriguez.
Western Australia looking to try and find a way. Mello, haven't seen a lot of him so far. Kicks the ball across to Moya. Moya kicks it up to Brothers. Brothers onto Rodriguez. A lot of Wanneroo players.
Oh, there we go.
Out there.
Got a shorty match up here, so defense.
Coswara, great defense, giving him his left.
There's a slide come there, and just didn't find the loose man. Again, great defense there from Victoria, just keeping them out.
Good long extended set though from Western Australia. They're not throwing the ball away. They're not turning the ball over as they continue to kick the ball around. Everybody getting a touch. Everybody having a look.
As I said, it doesn't matter how long you touch it, as long as the end goal is you put one in the back of the cage and make it all worth it. So, Coswara with the ball again against the short. No second slide. Oh no, now we have second slide.
Of course, if you're tuning in, let us know where you're watching from.
Oh, just throwing the ball away there.
Then but the defense is
and
back.
Baker really good on that.
Oh,
Just missed
he's
that ground ball.
Western Australia are going to recover. They're going to get out here. Very lucky. Baker would want to have that
Very
one back.
lucky. That would. I think he'd spent that before he actually picked the ball up there, and was gone to goal before he'd actually had it in his stick. So very lucky there, WA, not to be back in defence.
Absolutely. As the ball continues to kick around here, it's back with Brothers at the moment at X as he continues to push.
He's been good at that position.
Brothers
just
rips
sending one high.
Being defended by Brock Glenelg. Brock Glenelg, of course, leading the competition in penalty minutes.
Yeah, look, had enough body on him, but just allowed him to free his hands at the last minute there, and you'd like to see him just stay on that. Here's Moyer. Did I speak about him?
Steps the corner and sticks one. Ethan Moyer, Tony, absolutely prophetic. You should seriously give coaching an opportunity.
Well, one day I might start with the under-11s and see if they listen to me. The biggest part about coaching, although I talk enough that hopefully they will hear something I say.
Oh, it was a much-needed goal from Western Australia there.
And just talking about Moyer, I asked him to stand up, and he's just, those legs that we said he's had at the start of the week, just managed to put one away. And you know, that brings WA back to a 3-5 game and a face-off win out of the middle here.
Well, they need the ball out of the middle, don't they? Shane Thomason back in the middle there against Jackson Marsh. Of course, you'll note the West Australian guys wearing black and white socks with the words Liam. For those of you who don't know, the Life-Saving Initiatives Against Methanol. It's an initiative that is very close to the heart of Lacrosse WA, being run by the Davies family. Of course, the Davies... Wembley Lacrosse Club losing one of their favourite young players to methanol poisoning up in Bali. So a fantastic initiative by the Davies family and Wembley Lacrosse Club and Lacrosse WA. So if you see the West Australian guys wearing black and white socks, black and white Liam socks, then that is what it is all about. And I urge you to Google it and jump on the website and have a read. Really, really important stuff. As the ball is deep now in the Victorian half. Victoria, they've answered Western Australia at every turn, at least with their first couple of goals, Tony.
Yeah.
They'll be looking at an important play here for WA.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can shut out WA here, as Baker just looks behind and just takes some time here. If they can snuff Victoria out here and get back and get another one, just might swing the momentum in their way. Good slide there, but again, Harari in the middle, just sniffling off his man, putting it hip side on the keeper there, and you know, that slide from the centre there is just not working for WA. They've left that man open twice. The first one was saved there by Bidwell Barton, and that one, unfortunately, was on his offside hip and very difficult to stop again.
Yeah, I think it was Pagliaro there with his second goal of the game. He's been doing a fantastic job for them. Done a great job this time. Almost a walk-up, I would have thought, for the All-Star team. Had just been absolutely sensational for them all week. As we're back in the middle, Western Australia need a draw here. As the ball pops up, Bowater turning on the Jets, can't quite pick it up.
Bowater needs to get the ball and run like he's run in the last couple of games. So if he can get out here.
Oh, he's back rolled and put himself back into trouble as the ball's loose. Heppingstone's going to get the ball here.
He's going to get a cross check here.
1-5, cross check, 1.
Oh, the beautiful tones of Shane Abbott there.
Oh, the dulcet tones of Shane Abbott.
I could just imagine him singing country music.
He would be absolutely sensational. He's got the legs for it.
Would he be a Kenny Rogers or a Dolly Parton?
Oh, Dolly Parton for
yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Definitely a Dolly Parton.
But
and I know he'll be watching the replay later.
Shane wouldn't watch himself.
Of course not. As the ball kicks around, Ethan Moyer with the ball. Western Australia had an opportunity to look at their man upset here as they run into a 3-3.
Very flat-footed at the moment, WA. And
they'll look to send Moyer through. Moyer's going to cut, and this is where they've been dangerous. They were good yesterday with their man upset as they kicked the ball to Coswara. Coswara kicks the ball back, and he's throwing the ball away, but it might stay in if they're quick enough. But great defence.
Just Moyer, a little slip there by Moyer.
Inopportune time.
Oh, and that could turn over here as well.
Sinski couldn't quite get the ball back.
Needed to take that.
That's Harari looking to clear the ball and beat Western Australia. I'm going to bet Western Australia aren't getting the ball back here.
Yeah, look, Harari there, just going, catch me if you
can. As they continue to press here.
Yeah, they've certainly pressing there. Flag down here. Just one coming to the box. We apologise.
There's a bit of a conference going on here at the moment. I think so, yeah.
Apologies if you've lost sound.
You can
at the
still
moment.
hear. If you can still hear us, just having some technical issues here at the moment as the umpires have a chat, have a bit of a conference trying to figure out exactly what's going on here.
If you can't hear us, then most people would think that's a good thing if I'm talking.
Got a few flags going down here as we just try and figure out exactly what's going on.
I didn't actually.
Got a minute?
Yeah, here we go, just waiting. Looks like there's a penalty there as Victoria heading to the box for a minute.
So WA and Victoria in the box now. Did you see the height of those flags though?
They were sensational. Did a fantastic job with those. Plenty of air in that, which is always good to see.
I hope the assessors are watching that because
I know, right?
that had we nearly had to put blinking lights on them because Adelaide Airport's just around the corner, and they got up with some height there. So we've got a 5-on-5 here.
As Victoria look, it's with Rubens at the moment.
So Victoria just holding the ball up here.
Victoria just having a look. Rubens keen to hold on to the ball there. They're man down at the moment waiting for their play to come back. They're now all even. Perhaps a potential opportunity lost there for Western Australia as they should have probably pushed on.
Yeah, just that unforced inherent pass again that in a man-up situation you can't afford to throw those away. As Harari just steps to the side here and
Unleashes a shot, puts it wide right though.
probably had a couple of more steps there to be honest to get around the corner, Nicholas.
But Victoria backing up though, which is important as Baker looks to bring the ball up. Pagliaro's got some time on the
nice
side.
little stick on that.
Nicholas again
I
ripping.
didn't quite learn from the first one. I think he still had another couple of steps, and if you can get the keeper just to pop off that post, be a much better opportunity with 2 more steps. But Victoria again with a great backup, and they will bring the ball back into play through Baker. And WA would not want to score here.
No, it wouldn't be long left in this particular. We're down within probably in the last 5 minutes of the second quarter here. They certainly don't want to be losing another one as they step the corner. Nicholas with a low shot.
Little foot on that. Let's push that wide.
RIP to the many worms that just lost their heads as they look to bring the ball back in. Victoria, ball sitting at X at the moment. It's with Hannah Roberts. He's had a pretty good week. Another Altona boy.
Probably needed to go a bit harder at that. And I think Nicholas is just mentally something. He's just not chasing, and I wonder whether he's got an issue here.
As they continue to kick the ball around a little bit. Back across the top to Rubens. Rubens has been good. Unleashed a couple of thunderbolts on this one so far. Moved the ball back around the top to Baker. Baker just playing with it a little bit. Happy to take some time off the clock. No rush here whatsoever from Victoria, sporting a handy 6-3 lead.
I think Nicholas might have worn one on the glove then, and he's a little frustrated with things. So he just needs to get his head back in the game and get some simple things. Get a touch. Or just throwing it away. So
and Bowater,
this is an interesting groundball.
Oh,
Bowater needs to go, and if he
it's great speed.
He's got legs on these guys. So WA, a score here would be very interesting. Oh, great defense, just bringing it across.
Great work by Bowater though to hold that as they zip the ball across, and Sinski can't get it. He was waiting for it, wasn't he?
Sinski just with flat feet there, needed to keep the feet moving, and just flat feet. Spent it again before he had it. So. It's those little things that really need. Oh, we've got a flag down here.
Just waiting for it to come in. I think there's a flag down behind the play. 30-second hold there. Victoria going to get the free clear, of course.
Again, good to see the offensive pressure with the defence there. It is a 30-second penalty, and if they can hold it out here, what are we asking for? A new ball here? Okay. 15 all, new balls.
Just making sure that one hadn't been scratched by any sandpaper, Tony.
Yeah, maybe it was the Australian cricket hat I had on earlier that they thought maybe Tony's got to the balls there.
Oh, we shouldn't kick them while they're down, Tony.
No, we should.
No, we really should.
We should. Yeah, and everything we say, we're only serious.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's and again opening up in the middle there. Great little finish. Great finish there from. Kukuka. I hope I pronounced that.
Kukuchka.
Sorry, I think I've pronounced that wrong all week. But
the Altona Viking there.
Kukuchka. I'll say that name again because great little finish. Just allowed the goalie to come to him. Great little feed, but wide open on that bottom corner. And allowed the goalie to come to him and just popped it around him. And
Well, Victoria are all over this one, aren't they? They're pushing it out that lead more and more as this quarter's going on. 7-3 lead now. That's starting to hit danger signs for Western Australia.
Yeah, Bidwell Barton doing well in the cage. You wonder whether Coach Levy at the moment is just thinking about his other goalie, who in the warm-up looked really good. They both offer two different styles of goalkeeper. Ball's down on the ground here.
Popped out the back there. Great pickup.
Great
pickup by
Knox.
Knox.
Knox just losing.
Knox, of course,
fierce checks here, and just kicking it back to the Victorian goalie. And we've got a.
Oh, Western Australian pressure there. Fantastic. They can hit the ball back. Moyer's got the ball. Abbott gets the ball going again.
Stepping in and out of the circle there. Judged to be the case from Blake Watson.
They continue to kick the ball around.
WA really need a score here. They really need a score on this attempt as Moyer just hits the ground for no apparent reason. And you get Cozzy looks like he just wants to do this.
He's a man on a mission. Oh, fantastic solo effort from Coswara.
Just as we speak, sometimes it takes someone to just stand up and say, you know what, I'm going to grab this by the throat, and you guys are going to follow me.
The minute he turned that corner, he had absolute eyes for the cage, didn't he? He was putting that ball in the net for his team.
And you need leaders to stand up. And at that point there, he's just, because he's just stood up there, made it his own. Nothing was going to get in the way of him. Puts it in the back of the net. We're back to a 7-4 game. And if WA can win one out of the middle here, as half time's approaching, nice little win in the middle there by Thomason, and he did that well early in the week. He was just flicking them back to his wingman, so he puts the stick back in the ball. Sorry, back in the WA stick, and WA just, you know, if they can capitalise on this one and bring it back, it's they'll be Coach Levy will be very pleased.
Yeah, if you get it to within a couple here, obviously there's only not very long left in this one, as I'd expect to see movement in the bench shortly. But as Western Australia continue to kick the ball around here, they'd be definitely looking to try and see if they can.
There's a matchup that they'd be keen to. Oh, look, Moyer just sticking out the back here. He's actually quite shifty with some of those. Great inside roll, but a great.
There's a foul on the play as well. What a move!
He actually, as a forward, drew that foul himself. You know, that was a fantastic spin move and a great double, but just coming through.
Well, he forced the defender to. The defender really had no other option, did he, to try and hold him back there? Because otherwise, it was going into an uninhibited goal. So, did a fantastic spin move there.
Coach Levy would be
important man up here. Need to try and do some damage with it. It's only 30 seconds.
Really looking at his players to score here.
Moyer makes the move. He's got some space.
Inside.
He's spotted the ball.
Has that gone? Oh, that's gone behind.
It was close, wasn't
it?
Watson lost it temporarily at the most inopportune of times.
And Watson with the man down. They'll have someone coming from the bench here in a second, so he'll
buy himself another 4 seconds. Of course, he gets his one. Steps out now. He's now fair game.
Oh, that's a hit and hope right there.
WA's going to want to.
WA's going to bring this back. They've got 4 men on 2 here.
Oh, they've thrown the ball
just
away.
Thrown the ball away. Yeah, look, they had 4 on 2 in their offense, and he could have kept running.
Well, WA were lucky though as well, because the time was expiring on the penalty, and what we didn't see, you wouldn't have seen further up the field, was Riley Sutherland just stepping on the field for Victoria, had an acre of space. So WA lucky to probably get away with that one, as Victoria look just to clear the ball. The clock is on.
We've got a timeout here to Victoria.
Victoria
so
taking a timeout.
Clock's on. Great little timeout for that second one of the half, and a really appropriate time. So Coach Lander can set something up here and maybe just try and extend that lead before the halftime break.
Absolutely. Well, there's an opportunity here to really go for that coach killer, as we call them. The opportunity to stick one in and just late in this quarter. It could be important for Victoria. Western Australia doing just enough to sort of be pesky.
And this is where coaches come into their own, to be honest. You know, if they can call a timeout with limited time and eke one out, you know, coaches earn their money here.
Well, Phil Jackson used to famously always keep one timeout in his pocket for the last 5 seconds of a game for this exact sort of a scenario, didn't he?
Yeah.
And it's a real opportunity here for Victoria.
Well, it's a free hit.
It's a free shot.
It is a free hit.
Exactly right. It's very, very unlikely that they're going to be able to take this ball WA and go the other way. So the West Australian defence is going to ask questions of it here now, as Coach Levy is going to want to get his guys out here relatively quickly. Clock is certainly on. We're well and truly in the clock on period here. Victoria starting in a 1-4. Baker on the right-hand side. Look for Baker to get the open shot. WA will probably clamp down on the crease. Pagliaro also. I'd almost expect to see Baker come in and invert here with Pagliaro, and Pagliaro perhaps on the outside shot, perhaps.
Look, I would be locking.
He's looking for it. Here it is. Here it comes.
I would be locking everyone off here, but
Pagliaro across the top. Oh,
just threw it away.
picked it like a broken nose, Tony.
Yes, yes. Oh no, has it rolled out? No.
And that is half-time here at the Glenelg Lacrosse Club, and it is Victoria enjoying the first half of this one with leading by a score of 7-4. Pretty good second quarter there from Victoria. Pagliaro with a couple. Kukuchka with one as well. And for Western Australia, Coswara putting the team on his back there, nailing a goal for Western Australia, and Ethan Moyer getting one as well. As we just quickly run through the highlights from that second quarter. And Victoria certainly looked to continue to push hard. Baker with the back roll.
That was a great little spin
Oh,
move.
wasn't it? Pagliaro on the inside. Just an absolutely clinical finish.
Just lost his man, didn't he?
He did.
And you know, but you've got to finish those balls. While they're thrown to you, you've got to finish them.
Absolutely. And they just continue to press here earlier, Victoria. They continue to push and they continue to find holes, and Rubens it was with his second goal of the game. An absolute thunderbolt from the outside. But Western Australia continued to press, continued to have a real crack, and it was Ethan Moyer who managed to snag himself some time and space through the middle. Slotted one back just to keep Western Australia hanging around. Victoria then put the foot to the pedal though again, and it was that man, Pagliaro again, getting himself plenty of time and space in the Victorian half.
Again, he just loses his man here.
Just a great finish.
Just a great finish there.
As Victoria extended their margin out to 3. And then they put the foot down again and pushed it back out to 4. This time with Joel Kukuchka, the Altona Viking. The Altona boys, very good observation there from those at home.
Just found himself loose on this bottom corner, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And just
but, you know, drew the goalie.
Strong finish. But Western Australia weren't going away, and it was Coswara that put the team on his back. With a fantastic little crack at the end there, just to keep Western Australia hanging around. So we're going to take a short break here. Stick around, though. We're going to interview some of the Australian Sharks shortly. You're watching the Australian Lacrosse Network. This. Welcome back to the Glenelg Lacrosse Club, and I'm thrilled to be joined by some of our South Australian cohort from the Australian Sharks, who'll be, of course, heading to Israel. Congratulations, fellas, joined by Captain Nigel Morton, along with Lukey Keesing, Josh Harris, Dan Evans, and Matty Fuss. Nige, how does it feel heading to Israel?
Yeah, exciting. Looking forward to it. I've just got a lot of work to do between now and when we head off, but I think the boys are in some pretty good shape, so we're looking forward to it.
And Lukey, what was it like waiting for the call to come in?
I was pretty nervous, but yeah, sort of. I suppose everyone would have had that wait. So yeah, when it finally came through, it was heart pounding, but yeah, it was all right in the end.
And you guys just came back from a 4-test series against Japan. A terrific effort over there. Fussy, I'll ask you, how'd you find the Japanese trip, and was it nice to get one over Japan?
Yeah, it was very good to obviously get up 3-1 against them. They've improved, and that's a credit to them, and hopefully they do well in the World Cup.
Well, absolutely. And Josh and Dan, you guys are obviously alternates for this side, though, but heading over. A little fact, obviously the last 2 World Cups, there's been changes at the last minute. Just how are you guys going to keep yourselves fresh and prepared and ready to rumble?
Yeah, just keep doing whatever the team's doing. So we're still sharp to every training and just, try and keep as fit as possible and keep active.
And Joshy?
Yeah, just got to when we need to step up. If we need to step up, then we know that we'll be, raring and ready to go.
Now, obviously, Blue Division, going to be a thrilling World Series. Obviously, you got some real class in your division. I'm going to ask you, is there any particular opponents that you guys are looking forward to getting out there and facing?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting one back on the Iroquois. They obviously topped us in the Denver World Championship, so got a bit of a score to settle with them, I guess. So that's probably my team I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I think Scotland on day one, they're a bit of an unknown to us, but I got a couple of mates from when I played over in England playing for them, so hopefully get one in the books early against them, and yeah, that'll be a good test.
See if we can do the complete sweep here, Josh.
Yeah, probably Scotland as well. You know, we haven't really seen them. We don't really know what they're going to be like. So it's always good to play new opponents every year.
I'll put you guys on the spot. What about England? Surely the old enemy. A bit of a rivalry after that. You were there the last game. Obviously a bit of niggle at the last World Series. Keen to take those boys on again?
It did get a bit physical, but we're always keen to beat the Poms. Yeah.
What about you, Dan?
Oh, look, I haven't looked too much into it. I just, you know, if I get called up, I get called up. I'm happy to play anyone.
No, fantastic. Well, look, guys, on behalf of, I'm sure, everybody in Australia, it's absolute congratulations, guys. We're thrilled to have you running around out there, and I know you'll have the entire country behind you when you go to Israel. So all the best, guys. Congratulations, all the best, and we look forward to seeing you in the green and gold. So look, guys, as we go have a quick break. As you can see, we're about to get booted off the field. So quick second, we're just going to get back into it, guys. So stay tuned. We'll be back with the second half. You're watching the Australian Lacrosse Network.
As the guys just make their way off the field here, we're going to start the third quarter of this national championship game in the under-18s here at Glenelg Lacrosse Club, brought to you by the ALN. And again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Kennard Hire, because
Vince and the boys over there.
Marty's closer to the sun up there, so he's getting burnt. We love it.
Yeah, we're down here at the moment, which is it is very, very sunny. Those of you complimenting me on the jacket hat, nice to know you care.
Victoria just he might want to try and flick that out the stick here in a minute. And that didn't come out with a check. But you know what? Got away with it. As Victoria bring the ball into their offense. They're looking for an early one from Baker.
Oh, great save. And there has been a goalkeeping change, interestingly. Travis Wolf from the Phoenix Lacrosse Club coming in between the sticks of Western Australia. So Gav Levy just looking to try and mix things up a little bit here as Western Australia try to work their way back into this game.
We did talk about that earlier, just before the break, whether or not Coach Levy would make a change there, and Wolf looked good in the warm up, but just offers a totally different goalkeeping perspective.
Absolutely, yeah. You just see a lot more active, a lot more bouncing around. Bidwell Barton, very, very good goalkeeper, of course, from Wanneroo Joondalup. But as you say, Wolf, very, very agile, moves pretty well.
Or just slipping over at the wrong moment.
Right off
there,
form, here we go. We've gone and put the kibosh on him.
Yeah, look, I think that was unlucky because the defender's just taken the hit and slipped, and that allowed the Victorian player there to loosen his arms. And there's your first one for the day. Have a look at that one.
Pretty rough introduction, isn't it? Welcome to the game.
Who'd want to be a goalkeeper?
They are certainly next level.
Yeah, but a fantastic finish there. You know, still got to put them away, and given an opportunity, takes the opportunity, and Victoria just skip out here to an 8-4 lead, and WA really need this centre.
Good fighting there from Jackson Barron, one of the captains of this West Australian side. The ball hotly in dispute in the middle of the ground.
WA fighting really hard for this ball, just not being able to get it in their stick at the moment. Victoria have flicked it forward to their own. We might have a loose ball push here. Loose ball push on Gold, so it's going ball in Victoria's stick.
Certainly not the start Western Australia would have been hoping for here in this third quarter as Victoria look to go into yet another offensive set.
Hang on, we've got Bogger's called a simultaneous penalty here, so we're going to have a reface. Obviously,
someone must have
broken on his line, and he doesn't miss anyone breaking on his line.
Absolutely not. Mitch Baker, no doubt, politely inquiring as to the reasoning behind that decision, and no doubt accepting the decision of the linesman.
Yeah, look, it's always the body language when he's standing there and his back's to the referee, so he obviously took that well. But here we go again, Victoria out. And
McDonald with the ball's loose there. Possession's being called.
Great.
So it's
a great pickup by the longie there, just getting it knocked out at the last minute. McDonald
Ethan
getting
Hausler.
it back in his stick.
But Victoria come up again with yet again another possession out of the middle. Mitch Baker with the ball, likes what he sees, shows some excellent poise
He just has that fuse lit at the moment, Baker. He just has that fuse where he's just about to go off like a firework.
Oh, the Malvern Twitter account is going to be exceptionally happy with what they're seeing, no doubt whatsoever.
I don't know. The feeling he's within 10 metres of us, and he just has that feeling that he's about to just take this team on his back and go, you know what? It's about to be game over.
He likes what he sees there, doesn't he? He's lining up Lachlan Spickett.
And Spickett obviously has drawn a few fouls this year. So he's probably, hopefully, looking for another one here. But nice rotation back. Needs to kick it on again, and this could open up here.
Oh, borderline cross-check there. Certainly happy to keep the arms apart.
Just keeping him out, but this is the one where they really need. Looks inside again. Oh, nice pick off. Fantastic pick off there.
He continues to push Western Australia here, looking to get the ball out. Spickett with the ball, under incredible pressure there from the Victorian Ride.
Yeah, Lachlan Spickett there that's a great little pick off, but it's turned over again, and
Griffin Nicholas, that is strong. That is a great ride from Victoria. Nicholas wearing the check, and he has snagged his second of the game, and Victoria are starting to get away with this one, 9-4.
Yeah, just extending there. Great ride by Victoria, turning that ball over. As I said, exceptional pick off there by Spickett. But just losing the ball.
The Victorian Ride was just feverish. They were absolutely all over that, and they managed to turn. It's a great way to get sneaky goals, isn't it? There's just incredible pressure.
Coach Lander must be really enjoying seeing that offensive-defensive pressure. I know as a coach, that's the one thing that I look at to see if my team's up and about, as there's a break there by Thomason, which puts Victoria
It's another free possession for Victoria. Western Australia haven't gone forward once here, and Victoria have gone and snagged a couple as Baker starting to get a sense of deja vu here. Baker yet again just settling down his troops. As I say, Baker almost a certainty for the All-Star team as well. His tournament has been absolutely fantastic. It wasn't necessarily the damage he's done on the goals, though. It's his ability to create and bring others into the game. 4 assists on day one, but then he had 6 assists yesterday against New Zealand. 2 goals, 6 out of 11. So, he really is the engine that drives this Victorian offense as he moves to the crease. As Nicholas looking to try and take the corner again, being defended by Heppingstone. Nicholas puts it wide right.
As I said, Sunderland on the field hasn't seen much time here in this game, but as I said the other day in the 2 games that I saw him, he was popped up for a couple, and the coach has just brought him in here to hopefully just get him to sneak one.
Great to see so many people at home watching. If you're just joining us, it's early in the 3rd quarter here on this one.
Great defence there.
Of course, great to see Bill Cooper. Thank you for tuning in all the way from Canada. And I see Isaac Cahill's jumped in as well. Congratulations, one of the Aussie Sharks from the Subiaco Lacrosse Club. Great to see you jumping in as well, Zachy. With the Kane, let us know where you are. Let us know where you're watching. Predict the final score if you can. As this game goes on, we'll ask you at home, who do you think the MVPs
Look at that
are?
again. Great riding from the forward, although that one might have been just on the hip. I think there's a flag
there is
going
a flag
to be called
down
here.
there.
Oh, look at that one-handed catch we nearly saw yesterday for a goal. But there's a flag on here, so he's going to have to go toward the goal. Great defence. Oh, good look over. Just tipping off the top of the WA stick there. And unfortunately, Rodriguez couldn't bring that down because he had some space this side. But we've got a flag here. I believe that was for a slash on Baker, but his riding presence again, you know, making him work out of defence.
As they continue to kick the ball around more at the top. The 3-3 was very effective yesterday, hasn't been as effective today for Western Australia.
Just not moving their feet.
They're really not, are they? They're flat-footed, and this Victorian defence is not backward about going forward. They're more than happy to get out and put the pressure on, despite them being man down. Redmond with the ball. Moyes moved to the X. Maybe need to have a look at a second set here if this one doesn't work for Western Australia. Kicks the ball back to Brothers. Brothers can step in if he wants. Moves it across the top to Coswara to Redmond. On the inside to Moya. Moya with the through ball to Coswara with the shot if he can get it in. And
great save.
Another great save. Of course, Victoria making a goalkeeping change as well. Merrick Audie coming in from the Moreland, from the newly minted Brunswick Lacrosse Club.
All right, we've got an in and out, unfortunately. So WA will, after a great save.
Got away with one there.
He says, look, I saved the first one. Give me the next one. I'll do that,
He's
and
confident.
we'll learn from that.
He's been watching for the first half. He's in there now, and he wants some action.
But yeah, look, the thing I'm noticing at the moment is WA's footwork here in this man down or man up situation. They're looking at the next player to be doing something, and
Well, they need to change it up. I mean, obviously what they've got at the moment, that offensive set, and there's just lack of urgency there on that end line. It's starting to...
There's a body language here at the moment from WA that I think Coach Levy wouldn't want to be seeing.
No, absolutely not. They need to sort of...
As Victoria will clear this through the long sticker. They'll get a fast man break here with the longie. Longies don't mind having a shot from out this distance, but he passes it off, and Baker just couldn't quite get that in the stick. He had
Wild getting a good piece there as the ball pops up the back. Captain Heppingstone.
Oh, look, he's got to give...
He had Mellor
he
on.
He had it on.
He had Rubens hovering, so Travis Wolf obviously likes Mellor, likes him being on this earth, and didn't want to kill him.
No, and Wolf is probably really glad of that.
That's what friends are for, Tony.
We like friends.
We like friends. We haven't got many of them.
And Mellor certainly will be thanking him after that if he watches, because that by the time it got there, he might have been shining his pants on the grass.
Oh, absolutely. As they Western Australia going to look to possibly.
But again, here they just they get the ball, but they're slow on the feet. That explosiveness just isn't quite there, and that's a terrible turnover.
Oh, the ball out of bounds.
Oh, we
late
might see
one
it.
there. There's a foul coming in. That was silly. There was absolutely no need to give that.
Very silly.
They'd won the ball back. The ball was going back their way, but Shea Moat's going and giving the ball straight back to Western Australia. Legal body check, 1 minute.
I think that unfortunate thing there was he did hit the ground, and while he did come in late, he did actually slip on that. So while it wasn't as intentional as it looked, he certainly made it look worse.
It was unnecessary.
Very
Absolutely,
unnecessary.
you got to jump over the guy in that situation or find a way to avoid the contact. So. Yeah. Certainly not what we want to be seeing, but that's it. Look, at the end of the day, Western Australia get the ball back, get an opportunity to see if they can. Well, they're running the same play again, and it hasn't worked yet.
Hang on, Coach Levy is definitely not happy with what he's seeing here.
Absolutely not, and I wouldn't be either. Very flat.
You know, it might be the old Ron Barassi rev up here, because their boys really are just jogging and looking a little flat, and I think knowing Coach Levy, he will not be happy with that at all.
Well, very, very lucky. Blue Division referee Jono Kiplocks has obviously just tuned in. A favourite I hear over here in South Australia.
Go, Jono.
Absolute favourite. Only a minute, he thinks.
A minute?
Jono may have done something a little bit different there.
Only a minute.
Only a minute, Jono reckons. So, interesting feedback. Very fortunate to get the feedback from our great calibre of zebra running around.
Yes.
But as we go back into the man up, I mean, they don't run the same play, surely not.
Well, it hasn't worked, so you've got to go to something different. And if there's guys out there who don't want to run this man up and don't want to run it quickly, and to the coach's thing, put someone out there who just might be that little X factor and kick that spark again, because WA right now need a spark. You know, they look flat, their body language is flat, they're not moving their feet, they're letting their Victorian opponents bully them effectively in defence.
Well, they need to look no further than yesterday, in the sense that South Australia were in a very similar position against them, but South Australia rallied. They started to work hard for those 50-50 contests. They started to pick their heads up, and South Australia, to their credit, fought hard yesterday in their loss to Western Australia. Western Australia need a little bit of that here. It's only 5 goals, and there is plenty of time in this one to get this one back. As Moya with the ball kicks the ball across the top. I think they're running the same play again.
They're running the same play again. and
they're throwing the ball away the same place.
And Moya's just... Even then, you know, the pick up of the ball, and it's...
Oh, great step from Coswara. Sell some candy. The Vic's bite.
Great back up there.
But again, puts it in off the concrete. Need a little bit better on that shot, as Lucas Coswara.
Obviously, Coach Levy didn't show them or ask them to do anything different, because that was very similar. And I was going to say...
great save by Audi. What a save. As Sinski turns the corner, and that's a much-needed goal from Western Australia.
Great scrap goal there. Just made something out of nothing, and let's hope that sparks WA into getting this ball out of the centre and getting another one down there and putting some.
Moya already with the great save. Just a fortuitous bounce for Will Sinski, who's turned the corner and he's gone and stuck that one high. And Western Australia certainly needed that one.
It's those little things though that sometimes can turn the game. You know, the bounce comes off, a great save, bounce comes off into a stick, and get one put behind you. It's whether the boys here rally behind that little scrap goal. But
Jono wanted me to tell you that to give you a minute as well, Tony.
Mate, I probably should have got 2.
As Victoria yet again winning the ball out of the middle. Look, they're probably running at about 80%, I reckon, out of the face-off.
They're running at 80% out of the face-off.
You're not going to win many
moment.
games
No.
at 80% out of the face-off.
And Thomason in there has been the key to their face-off, and he's been flicking it back behind, but he hasn't been able to do that.
Well, you need a plan C because Thomason and Barron haven't been able to sort of crack that riddle. So do you bring in a Heppingstone or something like that from the back, bringing them forward and see if you can start to put some pressure because the Victorians are getting the ball far too easily out of the centre at the moment.
Yeah, you'd be starting to look at maybe a long stick in there,
Yeah,
just to create some pressure.
Wouldn't be a crazy alternative.
Because McDonald's getting it stuck in the back of that stick, or he's pinching and popping. Oh, great save up high there.
Wolf, fantastic save by Wolf.
The clear here will be just dropping the ball at the inappropriate moment and putting Victoria. Yeah.
Fantastic finish.
As
Joel Kukuchka again, his second goal of the day.
Heppingstone just showing his displeasure with dropping that ball right there. And unfortunately, little turnovers, unforced turnovers, come back to hurt you. And while the keeper made a great save, it opened up on this side. Everyone was on this side. It opened up the other side.
You
and
just can't
pretty
afford
easy goal.
You just can't afford turnovers like that, can you?
At this level, you can't afford to drop the ball in those positions. But, you know, he's got to pick his head up, and the next one comes down. He's got to catch it and move on from that. Oh, we might have a break here in the centre again. So we've got a break here from Thomason, which gives Victoria the ball. And at 10-5 in the middle of this third quarter, WA need a few people to stand up.
They continue to kick the ball. Baker just taking the ball down to Exeter, Victoria.
Victoria just slowing it down to their pace right at the moment.
They're kicking it around to Nicholas Finlane out there now for
Olver.
Victoria, as is Pagliaro and Olver. Lander's starting to run through his squad, getting everyone a bit of a touch. Finlane takes the ball.
Just kicking it up, setting something in motion here.
Finlane likes what he sees. Kicks the ball across top to Baker. Baker looking to sell some candy. Step inside, throws the fake with the back rolls. Got inside here. Got an opportunity. Puts one high. Wolf comes up, meets that.
Great backup.
Oh, Pagliaro.
Great
save.
And a great save down low.
He's been good he's been good since he's come in.
But this is, look at the riding pressure here from Victoria.
Oh, and they've turned it over again.
That is a fantastic riding pressure. And
that's Pagliaro with his third of the day. Western Australia in absolute chaos when it comes to clearing the ball. That's 2 in a row that they've given away off the back of clears.
Certainly turning on the pressure when WA get it in their stick with the clears, and that's 2, as you say, Timmy. That's 2 in a row, and just under immense pressure from a good save from that first shot. WA really need one out the centre here. McDonald in there again for Victoria, and he's almost gone at 100% today.
Edward's not liking what he's seen as he stands the players up, and I think someone's gone, Western Australia again, just giving a freebie away. As Victoria again push yet again to try and extend this immense buffer that is only seemingly growing at the moment. Victoria now pushing it out to a 6-goal lead. As Heppingstone playing defence on Nicholas Bennett. Fascinating matchup, this one.
Yeah, look, it's been a good matchup, those two.
Heppingstone, good defender from Western Australia, of course, one of their captains from the Subiaco Lacrosse Club. Breeding a lot of good defenders out there at Subiaco at the moment. Subiaco are.
Well, it's good to see good defenders being bred in Australia, because it's been one of those things at that Australian level, and we've seen a few this year. New boys come into that defence.
Absolutely.
But Australian lacrosse as a whole, these good young defenders coming through, we're going to need them in the future of coming into those blue divisions in years to come.
Big shout out to Ken Brothers over there in the USA. Thank you very much for tuning in. Great to see so many people here on board. And of course, make sure you stay tuned to the ALN as we have the Senior Nationals coming up in Perth later this year.
Baker just working on that back corner, and we've got a flag drawn. Oh, great back up there from Nicholas, who just pops it.
Nicholas finishes that one.
Again, fantastic back up. Flag was thrown, and just managed to rip it into his stick.
4-2.
It was almost like a pass.
4-2. Cross check.
So there's a cross check there. 1 minute. Lachlan Spickett. Of course, the penalty was before the goal. So we're going to go back to a face-off as Western Australia will go down to player Nicholas. What a finish. That's his hat. That brings up his hat trick. Been very good today, hasn't he?
I just love the fact of the position that he was in, and it was almost like a bullet pass to him in that shot, and he's just literally stepped around the corner and put it away. And you make your own luck, and he certainly made his there. Fantastic effort. And again, Spickett in the box for WA. That extends his penalty count for the tournament.
He's doing all right, isn't he? He's starting to give Brock Gurley a bit of a run for his money.
Here's nice little flick out there by Jackson Marsh. Back to his the unattended wing from WA. WA in a man up, man down here. And there's another flag thrown there on Julian Knox. So Julian Knox will find himself going towards the bench as well. And just starting to unravel here for WA. Their long sticks are getting a bit frustrated down there, and we've got two of the key long stickers sitting in the bench right now.
Well, this is exactly what happened to them the other day. It was the third quarter that absolutely destroyed their chances against Victoria, as Victoria were able to put up an insurmountable lead, and it's starting to look that way again. As Rubens, he's been firing lasers today. He's got another opportunity here.
I'm looking on a bottom corner here.
Oh, no, I'm waiting for Rubens to
on
unleash.
Corner.
There it is. Oh.
The laser.
Frame ambition probably outweighed his ability on that one. The eyes lit up, but Travis Wolf certainly has been good.
Back in.
But he's gone and stepped into the crease. Fantastic, feverish defense from Kukuchka. Of course, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, so hoping all the people back home can clarify that for me as they continue to push the ball around. Oh, Wolf.
Just flicks off.
Off Pagliaro's stick. Great take, though, by Wolf.
Yeah, look, but even the offense here in WA, you know, they're behind. They were all behind their men then when they know they're in a man-down situation, and there's 3 chasing 1, and now Victoria will attempt to clear this from their goalkeeper.
Woody just kicking the ball around.
Just nice little bounce pass. We'll
all
call that a bounce pass.
Yeah, he'll claim it as a bounce pass.
Or someone coming off did not see him coming off the box there.
Rodriguez coming out there.
Could have been very ugly, but Baker just showing some poise and just saying, boys, let's settle it down up the top here. Let's get everyone in a position.
Well, this has been a real feature of this particular
And
Victorian
there we go.
group.
They're trying the hidden ball trick here, and you know Baker's holding the ball, and I think WA are very, very, very switched on.
They only got stung by it yesterday, WA did, but they have they were all over that one as Victoria looked to continue to kick the ball around. But no, I was just saying, it's a feature of this particular Victorian outfit that, I mean, there's obviously a lot of Western Metros guys here who have obviously claimed the last 2 under-15s, and the telling point in their finals was their ability to play 4 quarters of lacrosse. And they're doing that here again today. And
they are.
Probably
a nice little check there.
That's a great little check from Donald Wild.
But again, they're getting those little 1%ers and off the par. Unlucky there, but Wolf was in the right position and a great bit of backup there. So
that's on the West Australian defence there. That's a fantastic turnover. So Rodriguez is going to look to try and force the ball out here. They've really struggled with this as Barron gets on his bike.
It's the motors going here.
He clears the ball out up to Nick Brothers. Brothers with the ball for Western Australia. Western Australia need to start damaging the net at some point. Morgan across the back.
And he kicks it out to Coswara here. And WA needs some offensive ball. They need some offensive ball there, and they need to capitalise on this offensive set. As we get close to probably the end of this third quarter, WA need to work really hard. As I didn't see the clock coming onto the field, but clock's on.
Clock's on Western Australia. You think need to snag one here. I'm probably stating the obvious for those of you at home, but Western Australia need to see some life here in this last 30 seconds as Coswara lines up, splits right. Looking for the player, looking to try and change the turn. Finn Morgan on the inside.
Great look.
Oh, unlucky. Puts it just a little bit wide. Rodriguez couldn't quite bring it back. Still time, though, if they're quick enough. They're going to want to make the move relatively quickly. Coswara lines it up.
Here. Oh,
rips the shot.
As he just nails over.
Oh, great bit of sportsmanship there.
He says, you're all right, mate. So, great defence there from Oliver. Just put his body on the line, and it has been a feature of the Victorian team today where they're all working for each other, and that was another one that just says that's not coming through to you, keeper. I've got this.
Around absolutely. As we just look at the highlights here, and Victoria got off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, just that little slip there just allowed enough momentum, and the defence didn't slide because they thought that the defender had him in a little slip and capitalises on those little.
And that was Finn Lane, of course. And then they continued to press here, Victoria. Griffin Nicholas liking his match up there in the corner, step in the corner. He'd unleashed a few of those and sprayed them, but he continued to press. Western Australia, of course, they looked to try and respond, and it was a great save by Audi, but a fortuitous bounce.
Fortuitous bounce there.
Yeah, Wilczynski turned the corner. You don't need to give him more opportunities than that to try and find the back of the net. That was his second of the day.
I didn't pick Moira as an outside shooter.
No, but Western, I mean, they were trying anything, weren't they? That offense was really starting to stagnate. But Victoria continued to press, and a fantastic through ball.
That's the one where just a little turnover from the long stick there.
Absolutely, Kukuchka. And then Victoria, well, they just continued to push, didn't they? The Victorian ride, and Pagliaro, of course.
And that's been a feature of their game today, that pack riding.
Absolutely. Just a pack mentality in what they've been doing, isn't it? They're just not giving WA the same space that they probably enjoyed last year against South Australia. And then Western Australia continued to press. Baker, of course, throwing the fake around the back, stepped the corner, looked on the inside, and Nicholas strong.
Just bang.
Loves bringing that ball from X.
And they've been very good in bringing that ball from X and getting around those corners and making their own opportunities. So what do we see here, Timmy, from WA? What?
It's ugly. It's gonna. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but unless there is a massive change in their approach to this game, it's not going to be a pretty last quarter. Look, they can take heart from the fact that the last time these two sides met, they dominated the last quarter 4-1. Victoria probably got a little bit sloppy, and I think that'll be a big focus for Clint Lander here in this one as he tries to say to his guys that they need to keep their heads screwed on here. They're 20 minutes away from a national championship. No need to be pushing too hard. 7-goal lead. Just to be.
McDonald's been dominant.
They've been
absolutely
too good.
Dominant.
They need to bring a long pole into the middle, Western Australia. Nothing against those face-off boys, but at the end of the day, McDonald's just been having his absolute way in there. As McDonald's gotten in space here, kicks the ball high across the top.
Yeah, look, McDonald's been absolutely fantastic. He's probably led the team. With
Harari's
what
got some space. Kicks the ball across to Baker, but very, very resilient, very, very patient offense, which is good.
Yeah, look, I'm seeing a fair bit of razzle dazzle by the Victorians at the moment, and I don't think they're gonna stop.
20 minutes to go in this one, but start to turn your mind to MVPs, people. Let us know who you think your MVPs were. And, of course, the women's game earlier today, Victoria running out 12-11 winners over Western Australia. Georgia Latch with the MVP for Victoria, and Madison Copeland, the MVP for Western Australia. And a great finish there in the inside by Finn Lane.
Harari running circles around the back there, though.
What a pass from Harari. Finn Lane getting himself a little bit of room, and the fourth quarter starts the exact same way as the third with a Finn Lane finish. Yeah,
look, that's all Harari's there. He literally put the WA's defence head in a spin by the movement he was giving down there, and they were protecting him coming around that side, and Finn just popping up and saying, look, I'll take it in front of goal. And very difficult again for a keeper to save a ball coming from there.
Well, it's interesting. They're putting Barron back in the middle again, but the interesting point is on the far wing here, the defender's lined up at the centre line. I'd be moving him as far forward as I possibly can do for this exact reason here to try and cut that off.
They've missed that, haven't they?
They have. They need to be, I mean, if you're going to play the centreman in there, then you've just got to cover off that break. Because the last thing you want to be doing is giving away fast break goals. And Jackson Marsh just had a fantastic day. And as well as McDonald, they've both just been absolutely sensational in the middle. And they're probably running at about, I'd say, probably 85% at the moment. Too many breaks being given away, but there's chance for Western Australia. They've got some good young guys there in the centre. Hopefully they'll be around for a bit longer. And
yeah, does Coach Levy start to look at potential next year that's still around at just giving them a go in there now? And
well, on the one hand you want to, but on the other hand you also don't want to scar them either. I mean,
yeah.
Great save by
there.
Wolf.
Just found his way, but a great backup. I
mean, the exposure's good, but it's obviously he obviously knows his crew. I mean, that's certainly, I would expect it to be a thought that you'd start giving. You obviously don't want to give the goose up just yet and continue to push, but you want to get some exposure into some of your more younger guys. But that said, I mean, you also don't want to go out here and be scarred because they're going to have to rock up against a very similar Victorian side next year.
Yeah. Yeah, look, they a nice little pass over the top. Oh, unlucky.
Mitchell Baker with the great finish. Wolf coming up, doing all he could do to try and stop that one, but Baker with the finish.
But again, on his doorstep. There's been a lot of goals scored on his doorstep, and
no, not a lot. No, he's certainly not putting any of that on Travis Wolf. Not a lot. Not a hell of a lot he can do. As Mitchell Baker brings up his hat trick.
All right, let's see. No, we're keeping the same face off.
Oh no!
No.
No.
Oh, here we go.
They're making the switch.
There we go. Probably needed to be done 2 or 3 face-offs ago because McDonald has been winning everything and he's been getting it in the back of his stick. And if the long stick here can, just
let him get it and then put some pressure on.
Julian knocks in there. Obviously, the key here is don't.
And we're going to get an illegal procedure on Gold. Obviously doesn't take many face-offs.
I think that was a failure to. It's an interesting mechanic, particularly if you're not used to it. The minute the referees say put him down, you've got to go down at the exact same time.
Yeah.
So somebody new perhaps doesn't face off a hell of a lot, probably didn't know to match sticks with their opponent.
Yeah,
As
and
Nicholas,
oh,
great save by Wolf.
Great wing.
Didn't
Little bit of chicken wing there.
He didn't see it, but he knew exactly where he needed to be to
Yep.
put himself in the best possible position, and that is a fantastic save from Wolf. He has been an absolute jet for them in this second half. I've got him down. That's his 6th save of the second half.
Harari just drawing 2 defenders, which means there's someone else open here if they move the ball quickly. No, but Baker just says, let's hold it up a bit, boys. I like my matchup.
Let us know back home if you're tuning in. Big Victoria, heading for the double. Heading for the double. Let us know who you think your MVP is of today's game. Obviously, there's a few players here.
Shot going wide there, but good backup again from Victoria. I don't think they've missed, or they may have only missed one backup today, so that's really good. And that was one where the WA keeper ran out and beat them there. So they've done a great job on keeping the ball in their offence.
Yeah, they've been very, very resilient in offence. Victoria showing a tremendous amount of composure as Griffin Nicholas looks to step that corner. Great defence from Heppingstone to match up. I'm sure you can expect to see for a lot of years yet to come.
Oh, just opened up there for Baker. Oh, just high. But again, Victoria have the backup. You know what? And their structures are working really well.
Always good to have backup, and that's where for all your equipment needs. Contact the boys down at Kennard's Hire in Glenmore. Thank you again very much to Vince and the team down there for their support. They've supplied us the scaffolding for today. So as a lacrosse community, it'd be fantastic to get out there and support those that support us. And thank you again very much again to the boys out at Kennard's. As Travis Wolf makes another save. Safe as houses.
Yeah,
much like the boys out at Kennard's, Tony.
Yes, mate. And safety is the utmost importance. So when you're looking at doing a job, let's make sure you get the right equipment, and the boys down at Kennard's Glandor will certainly look after you and give you the right advice. So we really appreciate their efforts in helping us out with the Australian Lacrosse Championships.
Absolutely. Western Australia really struggled on the clear so far here today in Victoria. More than happy to let Travis Wolf bring it up.
But again, there's 2 people moving here.
It looks like
they need to, and you don't.
This is a facet of the game they absolutely nailed yesterday, but today seem to be absolutely struggling. I'd be getting Daniel Bowater up there and chucking him down there and saying, well, look.
And there we go.
Oh, he's throwing it away.
The
Shaq looks to try and win the ball there.
And balls come out. So that's a fortunate go, and it could be a one-on-one here, but there's plenty of defence coming from behind.
That's a good call on the far side from Green. Green'd probably want a little bit more flag toss on that one. It was a little bit flaccid.
I think the wind must have got that.
He'll tell us that the wind got that one, but it was probably a bit of a flaccid flag toss compared to what we've been seeing from the South Australian boys.
Look, I think the
Abbott and Edwards have been getting terrific height, but they really missed a couple there on that one there.
I think the assessors will have a chat to him about that one after.
Absolutely,
but he's thrown it into the breeze, and it's just sort of hit his feet. But you know, at least he got the penalty right. He got the right call. So that's what we're after. But that flag tossing is certainly an art.
Oh, the South Australians love a good flag toss.
I thought I could have had a good flag toss because I had one of those parachutes when I was a kid, and you threw up, and I got just nailed in the back of the head.
We might have to put him through the concussion protocol after that one. He's worn that one squarely off the melon.
Which is really, really good to see our protective gear working here, because that one hit him fair square in the back of the helmet. And we're going to have a look here, I think.
You wait and see what's going on here. I think is that just checking that he's all right.
Yeah, and that's
high
good.
Left.
Player safety is
High left.
Absolutely critical.
As you just hear referee Shane Abbott just
the dulcet tones of the Gazelle, Shane Abbott.
Oh, yes, he's wearing those black and whites really well today.
Absolutely. A few boys in here being contention for the under-19 team in a couple of years. Obviously, that program again getting underway shortly. Make sure you stay tuned into the Australian Lacrosse Association, and the ALN will also try and do our best to let you know what's going on. But it's going to be a fantastic program. The Croc's going to get into action.
Again, too easy coming out here.
I'd like to see the under-19 girls get a nickname, I reckon.
Yeah.
Why might he be on the Quackers? I reckon it'd sound good.
If you've got a name out there that you think, just give us a post and let us know what you would like to call the Australian girls team.
I think they need a
under
name.
19s, because their squad was out here earlier and they've been out here all week and looking really good, the girls. So
they've been here all week. A lot of those girls are obviously a little bit too old, or perhaps didn't make their state team, are obviously out here being run through their paces by Stacey and Trish and a few of the teams. So going to be a fantastic program. Looking forward to that one. But again, I'd love to see them get a nickname. So let us know what you think. Do you think we're full of it? Do you prefer not to have them a name? Interested to hear your thoughts. As we are halfway through the last quarter here in Victoria, holding a commanding 9-goal lead.
As they just throw the ball over. Just throw the ball away again, WA. And when you throw it at someone's feet, I might be able to catch it because that's my height.
Well, I was going to say, that's right about your head height, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah, I got many scrap goals from the crease when the ball was on the deck because it was at shoulder height. But most of these guys here are a lot taller than I am.
As Merrick Audie just looking to clear the ball out, got plenty of time and space in Western Australia, not really getting the pressure on them that they'd want to probably.
You see, this is that's too easy. That is far too easy. That's a great sidestep, but you've got a long stick carrying through two shorties, one coming, one behind, and he walks through the middle of both of you. Just probably not at the level, but you know the game's probably at that point at the moment where some of these guys are just not putting the cues in the rack, but they're certainly not giving everything they've got.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's certainly not a 9-goal lead. I mean, what do you say? I mean, Victoria more than happy to sort of run the clock off here and take some time off. I want to be careful not to get the stall warning put on him as
again
Rubens with his run up.
He's got my cricket run up. He has got it. Hang on, and the 3 steps. That's my cricket run up. And he gives it away.
Gives it away to Pagliaro.
Oh, just a reset.
Oh, come on. We want a laser. Where's another laser?
Where's the Brett Lee run up? Oh, here we go. So Harari, maybe he's the man because he's quick on his feet. And Razzle Dazzle, but unfortunately Razzle Dazzled straight into the defender. Oh, but look at the pace on him. Oh, that's a great goal.
What a finish from Liam Harari. Turns the corner, puts one low.
And if he wasn't in the All-Star team, that little bit there just put him.
I reckon that's probably enough to put him over the top, I reckon.
He took on the one defender. That defender snuck off him. The next defender picked him up, couldn't keep up with him, and a cracking little left hand there past the keeper. And it goes out to a 15-5 lead here for Victoria, and the bench would be starting to almost celebrate right now.
Some interesting suggestions coming through with the names on the name front. We got the emus, the koalas, the drop bears. I wouldn't mind the drop bears.
The drop bears.
I love the quackers just because we could turn around and we could say hashtag quack on.
Hashtag quackers.
Quack on.
We've got a late one coming here, the cookers.
The cookers.
Hey? That's spelled with a K. K-O-O-K-A-S. Just to make sure that we've got that right, the cookers, as in the kookaburras. But yeah, Victoria again taking the ball out of the centre here and just holding up proceedings.
Plenty of time here. Mitch Baker with the ball. Yet another win out of the middle here for Victoria. As they continue to try and press here. Ball on the outside. They're certainly not content with 15-5. As I say, at some point, as Baker with the outside rips another one low. Baker just rubbing it in now.
Scoring at ease here.
Doing it very, very comfortably. And just to go on from what I was talking about earlier, I mean, you did talk about Western Australia and what do they start to do from a Victorian standpoint. As I say, there's a lot of young guys in this team. At what point are they starting to actually turn around and say, you know what, we want to absolutely destroy the psyche of the West Australians next year?
Yeah, look, and obviously with those under 19 Australian teams coming up for the men's, some of these guys, there's people around here who are watching, and they might just want to try and put their mark on this team early. So they have the opportunity to do this against international competition against a good opposition. Getting a couple of notches on the belt isn't the worst thing.
Oh, absolutely not.
I had another one come in.
What's that?
Although politically correct, I don't know. The blue tongues.
The blue tongues.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
It was an interesting one, but we thank the person who sent that in.
It's uniquely us, that's for sure, isn't it? That's a very good one. I like that. I hadn't heard that one before.
No, the blue tongues.
We might start a little campaign, see what everybody reckons.
Nickname the lizards.
The lizards.
So
the geckos.
The geckos.
The geckos.
Yeah. Hey, the old drop tails.
It's all. You're just joining us last quarter here at Glenelg, and it is all Victoria. Victoria dominating second half here against Western Australia. Really putting it past, really sticking it to them at the moment with a dominant 9-1 second half. As Western Australia back in the middle. Lachlan McDonald again down for Victoria. Has been an absolute cracker game for Victoria. Certainly been one of their best.
Oh, held him up.
There's a
hold in the middle there.
Oh, he's given the ball to Victoria. Victoria had another win out of the middle. Western Australia been absolutely destroyed in the face-off today.
Yep, again, McDonald didn't win it, but won the hold and takes the ball for Victoria. So you put that down to your face-off player because they didn't want him getting the ball on his stick. Hold his arms up, don't let him get it. But Victoria with the ball back in their stick.
We start to talk about MVPs of today's game. Let us know who you think your MVPs are. Liam Harari has been very, very good for him. Mitchell Baker's been incredible. 4 goals.
We've got a flag thrown over the other side there. It might be for an interference, I think. Oh, no.
There's another one.
Oh, look at the height of Shane Abbott there. Let's listen to him.
Oh, it's glorious. Let's see if we can figure out what the call is here coming in. Just wait for the call to come in.
Goal 2, goal 11. 2-11.
So there's a couple of things.
Gold 2, hold, 30. Gold 1, 1, cross check, 1, blue.
Yeah, that hold down the bottom corner wasn't letting him move, and that was drawn early. Obviously, the slash came after that, with going to the cage. But Shane Abbott beautifully presenting that to our viewers.
Yeah, as we try. Oh, what a
might be another one
here.
here.
Another foul, and that's probably after the goal. So Victoria's going to get another opportunity here. That's Will Olver with his first goal of the game.
Steve Green with the flag throw there again. Must have been thrown into the breeze.
He's certainly
didn't
struggling
get much
to
height
get some
there.
height on that, isn't he?
Yeah, look, the 2 South Australian referees are certainly.
Before the ball crossed the plane, therefore we're going to be having a face as umpire Don Lovett comes out just to figure out exactly what's going on there.
Before the face.
There we go. Shane Abbott giving the very brief explanation. That was
He's certainly on it, isn't he, Shane Abbott?
He's absolutely killing it.
As he just wanders back to speak to the guys, just to tell them how they should throw their flag.
And again, important to of course, to note the referees. We mentioned it yesterday, but of course the World Championship coming up. We've picked our Australian squad that's heading over to Israel, but of course very fortunate today. The entire officiating crew, head referee Bradley Edwards, Shane Abbott, Steve Green on field, Alan the Hamburglar Frost as CBO, and Donnie Lovett over there in bench manager. All 5 have been selected to go to Israel for Netanya, which is a terrific effort for those guys. So massive congratulations, in particular Steve Green, who's been selected to do Blue Division, alongside South Australian favourite Jono Kiplocks and Dave Campbell as well.
Mr. I've got the main umpiring or refereeing game in the Blue Division in the last World Championships.
Yes,
as rep.
Absolutely. So so there's congratulations. Got a team of 11 referees heading over to Netanya. So congratulations to all of them, and of course we're lucky enough to be able to see 5 of them out here today. Doing a fantastic job.
They've done a great job, and as a coach, the one thing that you do in a game sometimes, if you don't notice them, they've done a great job. And to be honest, haven't really noticed them as an impact on the game, and every call they've had has been absolutely correct. So as we get an illegal procedure here from Gold.
Too many men on the field.
Too many men on the field, and that comes down to the coaching staff right there.
That's a mind fart, that's for sure, especially off the back of a timeout. But Victoria now going to get an opportunity now to continue to try and drive the dagger home here. 17-5.
4 zone from WA.
Mitchell Baker with the ball. MVP for today's game, Tony?
Look, I'm either on Harari.
Yep.
Or I'm on Baker.
Yep. McDonald, very good in the middle.
Sorry.
Very good.
And I was just about to say McDonald because he's probably been the driving force. So in saying that, yeah, McDonald.
Not to underestimate Jackson Marsh though as well, been very, very good. Kikucha steps the corner and sticks another one.
Yeah.
Western Australia have well and truly checked out of this game.
Checked out, and yeah, look, McDonald for me.
So you've gun to your head. You're picking McDonald.
McDonald for me.
Tough one. I mean, obviously the Victorian defence hasn't been put tremendously under the pump today. McDonald and Marsh. I think Marsh has been very, very good as well, not to be outshone in any way, shape or form. I think Mitchell Baker's certainly been
set the tone early.
He really has. Mitchell Baker's corralled his offence really good. Griffin Nicholas
came into the game.
Very good.
He took about 10 minutes to warm up, but then put that one away and.
Well, and Alexander Rubens with a couple of lasers.
And his 20-yard run up.
Right on cue,
Right
Jackson
on cue.
Marsh.
Jackson
out
Marsh
the front.
going.
Certainly not happy
Don't
with
give
all
it to McDonald. Oh. And a right on the spot call there from
Great
referee
back
Green.
up. Great back up from Travis Wolf there. Gun to my head, it's a tough one to pick this one. I mean, look, from an all-star standpoint, personally, I think it's the goalkeeping position certainly up for grabs. I think that could be anyone. I wouldn't be shocked to see Bidwell Barton perhaps sneak that. He's had a very good week. I think defensively there's a few guys that have been very, very good. I think Heppingstone's been good for WA. I think Brock Gurley's been very, very good. Shane Mote's been very good as well.
As we get a turnover there, and again,
great
save.
Travis Wolf again, been very good today.
Oh, he's warm. He's warm on there again.
Could be a sneaky because the coaches are going to meet after this game.
Oh,
so
great
Travis
outlet
Wolf
pass there too with that flag down.
Oh, could be a sneaky one. Travis Wolf, very, very good.
Putting his names up in light right at the last.
Oh, at the right time in the goal because they split time. Goalkeeping is the toughest one to pick. As Steve Green's just going to make the call. Western Australia not attacking. That's a slash. 1 minute to Griffin Nicholas. Spent a bit of time in the box this week. Attackers love spending time in the box.
Yeah.
Certainly a good effort for an attacker to spend a lot of time in the box.
Yeah, look, I think he was just coming on the back of that shot that just got well saved, but chased down the goalie. You know, that was the impressive thing. He got back there to actually put pressure on, and just a little bit too much pressure.
Ethan Moyes shot the ball here and is about to...
that was very lucky. It was a good dive, wasn't it?
It was a photo finish, wasn't it?
It was a good dive there.
They continue to kick the ball around here at Western Australia, looking to try and see if they could salvage some late respect on this one. If you're tuning in, it's been all Victoria. Yeah, well, we agree. Mitch Baker's been very, very good. A lot of love for Liam Harari out there as well at the moment, and for William McDonald. As we just try and find out what's going on here.
We've got a penalty here. Is it on the coaches?
May very well be. Of course, we haven't mic'd up Bogger, so we're unable to know what the call is going on here. Let's see if we can lip read. Just waiting for the call as the Hamburglar explains what's going on. So no flag down. Just they've worked through that. No flag down on that one. Not sure what's happened over there. But nothing lost. Ready to go as Victoria get back into their 5-man zone. Going back to, I think, McDonald, you could almost pick McDonald, I think, or Marsh. I think it'd take either one of them in the face-off.
Yep, absolutely.
Interestingly enough, though, Will Clarkson from New Zealand been very, very good.
That's a great feed at the bottom corner there, and a great finish.
Mellor kisses both pipes.
That was a laser pass, though, wasn't it?
Oh, settle down, Tony. Settle down. No such thing, all right?
I don't know. As a forward, I'm going...
It was a bullet-like pass, but the lasers are exclusively the bastion of the pipe kisses.
Yeah, I don't know. At my eyesight, I didn't see the pass, but I saw it in the stick. So
look, Jacob Mellor with a good finish there.
Great finish, and that's good. You know, that's...
It's only Western Australia's second goal. McDonald here. This could potentially be an audition for All-Star face-off man.
I've got him as a fast man break here.
Oh, what a great pop out the front. He's looking to pick it up, looking to fight it.
He doesn't want to give me anything.
No, he wins the ball. Yet another possession for Victoria here. So they continue to kick the ball around.
As McDonald just goes, look, someone else come on and do some work. As Baker just pops himself up at the top. And Victoria just going through the motions right now, as they should, with an 18-6 lead.
Wouldn't be long left in this one.
Oh, just looking.
Oh, puts that one wide left.
Wide. And
we'll be looking at those post-game predictions. Did we write them down anywhere, Tony? Have you got those handy?
No, I think I lost mine.
Oh, you lost yours. That'd be coincident. That'd be coincident. I think you
lost mine.
You predicted a WA win today, I believe, did you?
Yeah, look, I thought they might have brought their A game today, but you know, they were good in the warm up. Just didn't transfer it to the field today. So I'm going to say yesterday was my day, and today's not.
You don't have to remember my prediction, do you?
I think yours was very much 19-something. But you've been on fire today because you were very close with the girls too. You were only a goal out. That didn't just put you in contention then, did it?
Yeah, I think it did.
Okay. Add another 3 minutes to the clock.
That's Finn Lane with his third goal of the game. He's just, as he's gone through, stepped on the inside. Mitch Baker just cutting through, clearing out some space, throws some shake and bake, puts one just off stick side height. And
yeah, Timmy, I believe yours was 16.5, so you're a little off.
Yeah. A lot closer than most of those around
A
me.
lot closer than my 8.6.
I'm not proud to admit it, but yeah, we're not far off.
Down.
I think I was trying to get the half-time score.
Set, stand up.
It goes.
Blue to legal. Yep. Legal procedure blue.
Oh, he likes it.
He's been leaning forward there.
He likes it.
Forward.
A little bit more live stream time there for Shano.
He'll love that. I hope you've enjoyed that at home. Bit of something we were mucking around with this weekend just to see if that would work, and I hope you've enjoyed that. I know it's certainly been great to get in the inside into the what the officials are doing and get an understanding of the calls that are being made. So hopefully we can carry that over. And of course, as I say, stay tuned later this year. The Australian Senior Nationals. Western Australia have just announced their teams. As you would expect, being a home team, two absolutely stacked sides that Western Australia have put out. All the Aussie Sharks will be on show for Western Australia. And I'm hearing good news out of Victoria and SA that we might see a lot of the Sharks making the trip over to Western Australia, Tony. I'd certainly be hoping to see that. Could be a cracking tournament.
Yeah, look, all the guys and even the guys, some of the guys that were just either made an alternate or cut in that last one, I've heard that most of them are having a bit of a look. So, you know, South Australia have been strong in the last couple of years. So we hope to see South Australia putting the
Nick Brothers rips one high.
As some slough goals come in this last little bit. But, yeah, it'll be good to see South Australia go over to WA because the last time we had the championships in WA was the year after the Worlds, and I coached that one, and I believe we got beaten by New Zealand.
Yeah, it was a tough tournament, that one, especially when you lose Luke. I think you lost Lukey Keysing
Luke
in the first 15 minutes of that tournament.
Yeah,
Did a collarbone.
lose your captain, and I still talk to Lukey about sucking on the green whistle as I'm leaning over him. But, you know, the boys rallied back then, and as I said, sometimes after that year after the Worlds, it's always difficult to get people to commit.
Well, I certainly know, particularly from a West Australian, I was talking to one of the representatives of the West Australian team last night, and I know there's a real desire in the West Australian team that in the women's front that Victoria and South Australia bring over their best teams. I know there's a real appetite there, and they are great tournaments. I mean, it's a shame we only really get the best out every, third or fourth year. So I'd really hope that it's a long way away, but it is nice and glorious, and the Western hospitality is always fantastic. So hopefully, I accept cost is a bit of an issue as always, but hopefully we can get some cracking sides out there over there in Perth. And the East Coast All-Stars are going to be back, which is going to be fantastic. Beautiful. Great for lacrosse in Australia to see New South Wales and Queensland. If you do live up in those parts and you are tuning in, make sure you get on to your local associations. It's great to get the East Coast All-Stars out and about, and hopefully eventually we get them back in here into this 18s tournament. So yeah, look, that'll be an exciting time ahead for the competition over there in Perth as Lucas Koswara looks to kick on the inside.
Great pick off there from Harara.
He's been everywhere today, hasn't he? He's had a real good game. Like I say again, a walk up for the All-Stars, you would have thought.
Absolutely.
Expect to see a lot of blue and white in this All-Stars team. I reckon there'd be at least 5 or 6 that I think would probably slip into this side. They've been the absolute dominant force all week. I'd expect to see Baker, Harari, Pagliaro, possibly McDonald or Marsh you could live with. Gurley.
Oh, great little save there too, just off the foot.
I think the Vic goalies might be a bit stiff on the All-Star team just because they haven't been tested.
They've shared their time and they haven't really been tested. Whereas some of these other guys like Burgess from South Australia and the 2 WA keepers have certainly seen some more shots. So that's in the high lights of the coaches sometimes where they go, oh, they've had a lot of shots on them and made a lot of saves. So
absolutely, yeah, no, that certainly is something. It's obviously always a bit of a debate. We got a late foul here, just a straight clash of the stick meet head.
As the yellow from Bogger just floats beautifully in the sky.
Now that is how you play with the wind.
Just let it up, drift it off.
Especially with a nice strong wind, if you can do it just right, it's just glorious.
Yeah, look, that swung more than my ball at cricket this year. It just that little in swing, just put it in the breeze, let it come down, and sometimes they don't pick you.
Do you find the sandpaper helps?
Yeah, look, I've always been one that says if you touch my cricket ball as a bowler, I'm going to yell at you. But obviously the Australians see something different.
Good to see Greg Mollison just chipping in, saying he's looking forward to the senior nationals. I believe he's just been appointed the head coach of the Victorian men's team.
Oh, excellent!
Of course, the women's head coach of Victoria out here, Tim Dobson, one of the ALN's own, is the women's coach of Victoria. So certainly implore all the Victorians that are tuning in here, as that is the end of the game, and it's Victoria
running out 19-7 winners over WA, and
a dominant performance, an absolutely dominant performance from the Victorians. They really have been the class act of the tournament, set the tone real early on the first day with a huge 16-goal victory over South Australia. Western Australia played them pretty well on day 2. Victoria sort of put the cue in the rack a little bit, but and took care of business against New Zealand and Taiwan. And at this point, a big thank you to New Zealand and Taiwan for coming out. Hopefully they'll continue to come out and be a part of this tournament. Great to see the Taiwanese team come out. They pulled up a huge upset this morning, beating South Australia by a goal in a thriller for 3rd place. Yeah, so we'd like to wish the Taiwanese all the best as they prepare to head over to Netanya for some of their Red Division battles. But and, of course, great to see Auckland and Waikato coming back out. Hopefully we can get them into the championship, something I'd like to see, because, of course, we want them to keep coming back. And if we're good enough, we've got nothing to worry about.
Well, they improve every year. I mean, you look at the New Zealanders the last couple of years, and speaking to Ash, their coach, they've come over here, and a couple of years ago, I remember having a word to Ash. He goes, mate, he said, we've got you after the 2015 series. And we went to WA and beat them 27-1. He says, I think we're going to go home and do some work. But the work they have done over the last couple of years...
Oh, it's been sensational. They've got some big boys out there, haven't they?
Here.
Oh, they've got some big boys. And they've probably got the best team huddle going as well.
They have the best team huddle.
When you hear that, you stand up and pay attention. But as we wrap up this one, we look at some of the highlights here from the last quarter. And look, it's been all Victoria, as the score would probably suggest. Western Australia fought them hard. Victoria started to get themselves a little bit of time and space later in the game, later in the second half, and then the second half was pretty much all Victoria. They just continued to push. As we just look at the highlights here, and Lane opened the scoring in the last quarter, really just putting to bed any concerns that may have existed. It was a good goal, wasn't it? As Marty.
Look over the top.
Yeah,
see, that's
just had all day, didn't he? Far too much time and space. Really started to... the gaps opened up. They started to expose the West Australian defence. The West Australian slide started to... As the head started to drop, the slides...
This is the one. Harari beats one. It comes off the left, beats another, and just pops it.
It was a great rip, wasn't it?
Great rip. But the motor, he had intent to go to where he wanted to go, and he said, if you can keep up with me, keep up with me.
Absolutely. It's Griffin Nicholas looking to push there. I think Will Oliver, it might have been on this one here. I could be wrong. He's just managed to find himself... Oh, no, that was a great outside shot from Baker. Baker, that was his second of the game. He finished with 4 in a fantastic performance.
Had a great week.
He really did. He'd be a shot. We could have 2 Malvern back-to-back MVPs. He'd almost be on the money, I reckon, for the MVP award there. As I think that one was Will Oliver.
Will Oliver. And then he
next bastion of the Midgie squad, getting himself free there to score.
And took the penalty after that one too.
He really did. And then Victoria just continued to put the foot down. They certainly didn't show any mercy at all, did they?
Certainly had the foot on the throat and didn't want to take it off, did they?
Kukuchka turned the corner there. That was his 3rd goal of the game. Had an absolutely fantastic game. Western Australia got a couple of fluff goals, as you called them, correctly so. Their man-up finally worked on this one here. It was a long day for their man-up offences. That was
great little finish there.
Yeah, good finish from Jacob Mellor.
And he liked it. He liked it.
He did, and he should have. It was a really good finish. Baker creating yet again, and this was a fantastic little dodge from the top. Finn Lane stepping on the inside. He ended up finishing up with 3 as well. Got his own little hat-trick.
Had a really good game.
He did, didn't he? He did. Western Australia, of course, snagged another one late as they continued to try and search. Good little finish here on the end there from Nick Brothers. That was his 2nd goal of the game.
Certainly wound up well from the 3-metre mark.
Absolutely.
To put it past the keeper, but if they fizz past the helmets and you smell rubber, it's a great opportunity, and congratulations to Victorian Lacrosse.
Well, make sure you stick around. We're just going to take a short break here. Coming up as we walk over, we're going to get the MVPs, find out who won the MVP awards. But as I say, the goal scorers for today: Mitch Baker with 4, Finn Lane with 3, Joel Kukuchka with 3, and Griffin Nicholas with 3. Alexander Rubens with a couple of lasers, along with Joseph Pagliaro with a couple of goals apiece. Will Olver and Liam Harari with a couple apiece as well for Victoria. And for Western Australia, Nick Brothers managed to snag a couple. Coswara was important for them, but for Western Australia, it was just obviously too little. So we're going to take a short break. Stick around as we bring you an interview with a couple of the Victorian guys. You're watching the Australian Lacrosse Network. At 12-11 winners over Western Australia. Georgia Latch with the MVP for Victoria, and Madison Copeland, the MVP for Western Australia. And a great finish there in the inside by Finn Lane.
Harari running circles around the
guard, because they're going to have to rock up against a very similar Victorian side next year.
Yeah. Yeah, look, they nice little pass over the top. Oh, unlucky.
Mitchell Baker with the great finish. Wolf coming up, doing all he could do to try and stop that one, but Baker with the finish.
And razzle-dazzle, but unfortunately razzle-dazzled straight into the defender. But look at the pace on him. Oh, that's a great goal.
What a finish from Liam Harari. Turns the corner, puts one low.
And if you
they continue to try and press here, ball on the outside. They're certainly not content with 15-5. As I say, at some point, as Baker with the outside rips another one low, and Baker just rubbing it in now.
Scoring it easy here.
Doing it very, very comfortably.
Obviously, the slash came after that with going to the cage, but Shane Abbott beautifully presenting that to our viewers.
Yeah, as we try. Oh, what a
might be another one.
There's another foul, and that's probably after the goal. So Victoria's going to get another. McDonald, very good in the middle.
Sorry,
very good.
And I was just about to say McDonald, because he's probably been the driving force. So in saying that, yeah, McDonald.
Not to underestimate Jackson Marsh though as well, been very, very good. Kikucha steps the corner and sticks another one.
Yeah.
Western Australia. Going back to, I think, McDonald, you could almost pick McDonald, I think, or Marsh. I think you could take either one of them in the face-off.
Yep,
Interestingly enough, though, Will Clarkson from New Zealand. Welcome back to the Glenelg Lacrosse Club, and I am here with Liam Harari and Mitch Baker from the victorious Victorian team, who have just gone back-to-back with a huge victory over Western Australia. Congratulations, fellas. How does that feel?
Feels real good. All the boys worked really hard throughout the week. Gave it their best shot. We're just so glad we came out with the win today.
It's great. Good team win today.
Now, look, Western Australia obviously pushed you fairly hard earlier in the week. I think it was a slight 4-goal victory. Was there anything that you really focused on or spoke about today heading into today's final?
Just really move the ball, really push out wide, get the offensive structures right. They really gave us a run for our money throughout the week, so we were a bit worried. But we just stepped to the game plan, did everything right, and we got the win, so that's really good.
It was a big emphasis on focusing on us and yeah, just focusing on what we can do to win the game.
Yeah, look, and it was obviously tight in the first half. Western Australia, it was a tight first quarter. And they stuck around, sort of really kept the game interesting. Were there any adjustments that you guys made at half time that just, it clearly opened up the floodgates in that second half?
I think always coming into a final of the tournament, always the nerves are in there. A lot of mistakes, so we just got the ball moving around and we just played our offensive structure. And sure enough, we got into the game, and as the game got on, we really started solidifying as like a team role. So we really did that well, and I think that was about it, yeah.
Well, look, and your face-off guys were really good. And I know face-off guys are always, they love a good pump-up, but McDonald and Marsh were just incredible for you guys. Just how much did you depend on their work today?
Look, well, Macca and Jacko have been great all tournament. And especially Jackson, he really stepped up today. And Macca's a young kid, and he's going to be great for the future. Yeah.
Well, I know one of your teammates just made the Aussie squad, and he was obviously the captain of last year's Victorian side, Timmy Graham. Did you talk to Timmy Graham before the tournament at all? Did he give any words of encouragement for you?
Yeah, I gave him a shout. I said I'd try and bring home, all the silverware back for him. We had a good old chat. Gave me some good old advice. Credit to Tim. So yeah, I hope he enjoyed the win.
Well, look, guys, congratulations. It's 2 in a row. See, hopefully the boys can make it a hat-trick next year, but enjoy this one today, and congratulations, guys. So, look, congratulations to these fellas, and again, thank you very much for tuning in to the Australian Lacrosse Network. I'll let these guys go and get back over there, go and do your thing, but here at the Glenelg Lacrosse Club, we're going to sign off. Thank you very, very much for tuning in to the Australian Lacrosse Network. A big congratulations to the Glenelg Lacrosse Club. They always put on a spectacular show here at the under-18s this time, and the ground was in immaculate condition. Great work by everybody involved at Glenelg. Tremendous effort. Of course, thank you to the guys at Kennard's Hire. Couldn't thank you enough, Vince and all the boys down there at Kennard's Hire in Glenmore, for the scaffolding to be able to bring you the coverage that we were able to bring you today. Thank you to producer Scotty Gills, his first crack as producer for the ALNs this weekend. Did a fantastic job, so thank you very much to Scotty. Thank you to my expert commentators today, Tony and Linton, for the fantastic job they've had, as well as all the other commentators that we had step in. And of course, Marty Baker does a fantastic job with all the guys over at Lacrosse SA TV. So make sure you get behind LSA TV for everything South Australian lacrosse. They do a fantastic job, but thank you very much to Marty for the fantastic job he did on the camera work all week. The next tournament, the Australian Senior Nationals in Perth, going to be an absolute cracker. So make sure you stay on the Australian Lacrosse Network for all our coverage as we head into the seniors. And of course, get behind the Australian Sharks. The final travelling touring party has been named. Get behind their page. Follow the ALN and the ALA for all the information in relation to the Sharks as our boys look to head into Netanya to do some damage over in Israel. Thank you very much for tuning in to both of our games this week. I'm Tim Kennedy, and you've been watching the Australian Lacrosse Network.